It's the remix. Remix.
Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Let's not do that. I'm sorry. I don't
Yeah,
know why I started
it's a
doing this shit.
remix. Last we did this. This is like year 3 of 3BG.
No, technically year two.
Yeah, technically year 2.
Technically, no. What's
First,
2013? 2013. Wow.
Yeah, year 3. Where Sue, were you? Yeah, you were in Japan.
I was in Japan, but first of all, welcome back, everybody. It's 3BG. Three
Mm.
Black Geeks, we doing it again. Cowboy Bebop, the remix sessions, gentlemen, because that's
Yeah,
what these episodes are categorized as sessions.
You're watching
Yeah.
this on
Like
YouTube.
we're back again. CJ, D Black. Wow, D Black. I
D Black.
have not.
Yeah, Blackest.
You called me D Black. Thank you for that.
MD's podcast happening.
No, it's not. No, it's
No,
not.
it's not. It's not.
Do you physically know, Eris? That has been 20 years. That
I
means
know.
that means shut the fuck up, Chris.
I was trying to keep it a mystery.
Until the day of my dying breath, I would keep bringing up the shouting to the hilltops of MDs.
This nigga still got that mixtape in his back pocket.
Actually, I don't have that mixtape. It might be lost somewhere in the bajillions of CDRs that I have like packed away somewhere.
But speaking of music,
what's going to happen to your great grandkids? God damn, granddad had a lot of Gundam porn in here.
but anyways, we're
talking.
talking.
It would be rain. No, it's the actual Gundams. I know.
Crazy, right?
But anyways, we are back talking Gundam again. This is the
Gundam.
Cowboy Bebop. What the fuck are you talking Gundam?
Because I got Gundam on the brain thanks to fucking
Cowboy Bebop.
Yes, it's Cowboy Bebop.
If you're watching this on YouTube, in the description below, I linked to the Netflix show so people can get the fuck off our asses about. Did you talk about the Netflix show? Well, it's in links in the bio. Just listen to it, and that's it. We're not going to talk about it.
Am I?
It's an hour 45 minute podcast, longer than what we wanted.
No, Chris, you don't need to go into the details. I'm just going to sum it up for you. We talked about it. Yuck. Moving on.
Yeah.
I only have one thing to add to it. A for effort. That was Dee's review.
Hey, look.
That was Dee's review.
Look,
that was Dee's review.
D.
You can dive into it if you want to, people.
Look, D. They call him fearless. Again, moving on.
Yeah. So Cowboy Bebop. This is one of those animes.
Don't make me throw up in my mouth like that, Nick.
No, Cowboy Bebop is one of those animes.
I need you to walk back that A for effort, that Negro.
I think it was Otakon.
Eris. I'm sorry. Eris called me good.
Did I just catch you having fun?
It was Otakon 98. I saw a couple of episodes of it at Otakon because they had an anime screening room. It wasn't until it came out on Toonami in 2001 that I actually saw the series fully and stuff. And
I seen the series. Actually, I bought. That would probably be. Oh God, I don't know the other anime I bought, but I bought Cowboy Bebop that day, and about a year later, I saw the episodes come up on Cartoon Network. So I kind of beat it to the punch, I guess.
But I mean, both of us did. I don't know where Sue was standing at on it.
No, I was Toonami. No, sorry, Adult Swim.
Yeah,
because it was the first anime to actually be put on Adult Swim.
I want people to understand something here. Anime during this time of what we were struggling with when it came to home release. So Cowboy Bebop, when they got a home release in the 2000s, this is before it came on Adult Swim. Here's how they parse it out. This is how they fucking just bend you over and just fuck you horribly with this. Session 1, episodes 1 through 5. Session 2, 6 through 10. Session 3, 11 through 14. Session 4, 15 through 18. Notice that the numbers are getting very small. They charge you $30 a pop for this shit.
Yeah.
Season Session 5, 19 through 22. Session 6, 23 through 26.
Mm-hmm. I will say this.
Suncoast, $30 a pop.
I will say this. The people who ran it at the time,
correcting, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I will say this: the people that had the ownership that was Bandai America. Yep. They put in good work with the DVDs. The sound was good. The color was real good. All of that, everything.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. Eris, your beautiful brown pretentious ass eyes don't need to be in this little thing I'm trying to describe here.
Yeah, it was good for the
But you know
time.
what I mean. But you know what I
But
mean. For the time, I'm talking for a DVD that came out in 2001, before they knew the subtlety of this is a lot of shit in the menu, dude. You think you want to bring it down? That we were
also,
talking about those times,
but
bro.
No.
also,
I'm talking
you
about the
really,
time. I'm talking
you
about the
also need
time.
to brighten up the darkness in certain spots.
That's what
Oh
I was.
yes, you
That's
did.
what I
Oh
was
yes, you did.
going for. That's what I was going for when I said you sure about that, because holy shit, once Spike got to that damn that freaking tower where Vicious was, I swear all you could
Oh
see was Vicious'
man,
No,
hair.
no,
if
no,
you
no,
had episode 5, you saw nothing
no, no.
after that episode. And
Last
even when it was
episode,
on Cartoon
That's what I'm
Network,
talking
it
about.
was dark.
That's what I'm
no,
talking about. The last
no, 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 no,
episode.
no, no. Last episode, Spike's eyes. Julia is dead. Don't even see his mouth. Nothing. It's just pitch black in the eye saying Julia is dead. I'm like, am I tripping? Is my TV like fucked up right now? What is going on here? I just see darkness in an eye.
That shit was way too dark.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though. I mean, and the big thing was, and you're right, Eris. You did. You bringing this fucking back. You did have to brighten that shit up. I remember, especially anime at the time, they were more focused on having the colors look rich.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Look full and all that. And I remember that was pretty. I remember people that spent money. I'm sorry. It's a C average anime on Outlaw Star. Like, oh man, it looks so pretty and all the rest of it. It was really just the richness of the colors, you know.
It's a B
And at
minus.
the end of the day, you still had, hey Chris, we're not going to talk about how you give it a B minus just for a baby.
No, no,
Come
no,
on,
no,
that
no. B
slaps. It
minus,
slaps
B minus,
hard. But
B
that's
minus,
it.
B minus for the gun. That's about it.
For the, you know what?
The B is for the duster
The duster and the gun.
duster that Gene wears.
That's it. You're pretty much
That's the
saying
gun
that
and the ship.
because when
That's it.
you hate the village, oh, it ain't the village.
Magic McGee and his gun just fucking instant
Yeah,
win
we know.
kills everybody.
And unlike in this anime, there is no animation dip every effing episode.
Now I'm gonna be timely
Anyway.
with this. I'm gonna be timely with this. You know, when it comes to anime, right? We're at this point right now where people are starting to get into anime, and I always tell folks, when you're trying to get somebody into anime, you can't just start out hot and just throw a fucking shonen, and you can't throw JoJo's Bizarre Adventure at somebody that's watching anime. Like, you can't do that
Oh
shit.
hell no.
I was talking to
Yeah.
somebody. We were at a dinner.
There are people. There are level 4 otakus walking around that still ain't ready for JoJo.
Like, I saw somebody.
So-
We were at the tables at dinner, and somebody was like, I saw the anime selections on Netflix, and it's a lot to take in, and it's understandable because it's a lot. Like, you can't just throw Dragon Ball Z at somebody expecting to be to it. So I said, like, watch Cowboy Bebop, because I think Cowboy Bebop is probably, I ain't gonna say grounded. Grounded is a very strong word, but it is grounded to a degree.
to Americans. To
Yes.
and
it's
just to
grounded
really-
because it's
to put some yeah.
it's action drama, but it has that quirky comedy in certain episodes. But at its core, it's a drama action show, basically. It's relatable. Like, Bill Bryan said it best. It's relatable. So, like, if my dad is watching episodes of that show, that tells you something. And he was the most like anime. What the hell, that kind of shit. So that tells you
Shout out to
something.
my dad. Shout out to my pops for trying to give Yu Yu Hakusho a chance. It didn't work out, but
It would never work out.
but he stuck. He stuck with Cowboy Bebop. I remember that being the only anime outside of maybe, I don't know, whatever little random movie that may have came on pay-per-view that that was an anime that my dad might have liked. But Bebop. Oh, I remember a lot of older black men that tripped over stayed watching the show. I think it's just the music. I think it's the combination of the music, the characters, and you just kind of just get sunk into it. You can get behind it. It's like a cowboy serial. You can get right into it. The story is actually kind of simplistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very
So-
simple.
I can sum it up very, very simply. Basically, Cowboy Bebop at its core is what would happen if, and don't take this too literal, but what would happen if Quentin Tarantino was tasked to make Pulp Fiction 26 times.
But we didn't get no feet in this anime, so
That's
there
that.
we go.
Negro,
We
did I
did.
not?
Sorry, I'm just
say-
sorry. It
Did I
just,
not
it just,
just
ugh, it
Did
just
I not
oozed out.
just say do not take this too literal?
It just oozed out. Sorry.
I'm just saying it's Pulp Fiction 26 times.
Yeah. I mean,
Hey, Faye, take him out. Anyway,
I mean, hold on. Technically, and on top of that, Chris, you are wrong. We did get feet. Okay, we got no, not Ed. No, not. Come on, we're not talking about a child prodigy here. I'm talking about.
we're not.
I'm talking about Faye when she was getting her toenails painted.
Oh, okay.
By,
Well, yeah.
like
But,
by.
but I think it's 26 episodes, and I think what's interesting is that it bypasses, because we were talking offline. Jesus Christ, it bypasses. Look.
Again, Brian, I said, do not take this too literal. I'm just saying.
I mean, the only thing
Speaking of N word and Bo Billingsley, 3 Black Geeks Who Laugh. Well, I'm still not telling the story until later, but that was a wonderful moment that we had when we met Bo Billingsley, and yeah. Anyway,
but like it's
so,
26 episodes.
I get a good laugh.
We were
out
talking
of that.
about like offline about like how this show does a good job of, you don't have to explain a lot of the outside stuff that's happening in that world. Like, you don't have to explain how they're able to do intergalactic travel. You don't have to explain all this stuff. Like, the show in subtle ways shows those little small things. So like Red Eye, for instance, right? Red Eye, funny enough, is actually a constant thing in the background, because we find out the Red Dragon Syndicate actually deals in Red Eye as one of their ways of making money.
Uh-huh. And look at it, man. It's like much like cocaine. It activates the same way.
In the eye.
You kind of super soldiery. Just roll a
Right,
little
shit in
bit.
your
I ain't
eye.
saying you're
But
bulletproof.
like the
But,
space,
you know.
the space travel, the Titan War, which brings up in the show and also in Knocking on Heaven's Door, the movie. But like,
Yep.
as much as at the time I wanted them to explain that, I realized, no, I don't need to explain that, because at the end of the day, the core of the Titan War was just showing, one, how fucked up the military is, but also two, how much of them colonizing so much of space. Obviously, war was going to be a part of that shit. Clearly.
First of all, I was never of that crowd that wanted like full on explanations, like give me another 20 to 50 episodes explaining the backstories
I don't need
of
20 to 50 episodes. That's crazy.
No. I'm talking about explaining all the background stuff. Like, I didn't need to see the origins of Red Eye. I would have liked to see some stuff on the Titan War, which would have been cool. I didn't need to see. Oh God, there's so many things.
Maybe a little bit of the
Wait. Like the old man and how he created like the world's greatest chess game and all that shit. But there was a lot of it. But really, that's what adds to the charm of Cowboy Bebop, is this stuff is just here. Considering the time period that Cowboy Bebop takes place, dude, it takes place 50 something years from now.
Yeah. And it's like, and the thing of it is, it's like, it's done in such a way that it's realistic. Like, there's an episode where
more of. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going to say this to Eris. I'm gonna piggyback off of what you said. One of the things that a lot of people always kill me about is that when it comes to like a Batman series, there's a lot of people that say one thing, which is you don't have to go into the backstory of everything, which is very true. When you have a certain amount of time a finite amount of time to really explain anything, the best thing you can do is sprinkle it in as you go through the storyline and not have it bog down anything. It actually plays more background noise, but you still know everything. The best example of that in this whole thing would be the Space Gate. With that space gate exploding, we got in the instance with the kid who couldn't die for some strange reason because he got hit. Couldn't age because he got hit with a blast of that radiation. He couldn't, and it went backwards on him. And then you got it with Faye, how she was like a 20-year-old, and all of a sudden, kaboomy.
Well, Faye was.
Well, she was frozen. She was Captain America frozen.
She was cryogenically frozen.
But then, but like I said, but still, you still get the whole like some of that's all playing in the background. Same thing. As much as I would like a little bit more background on
But dude,
Julia,
even
No, I
they
can
did it,
explain.
and at least they did. But here's the thing: they at least showed that sparsely throughout the whole show of how there's a connection from with him and with Spike and Julia. All that's playing in the background. But guess what? That's not the main plot. The main plot is there's a fucking creature on this goddamn on this
No,
goddamn
no, D, I
spaceship,
can
and we gotta find it. They already bit Jet in the back of the neck. We gotta figure this shit out.
no, I can explain that thing about Julia. See, if you watch enough, film noir movies, Julia is that archetype of just a full-on mysterious woman.
Oh, white lady, cool, gotcha.
no, but even the
No, I mean, come on, D, it's not that damn cut and
but
dry. I
even
mean,
her
Yeah, of
being
course
she,
it's not,
okay.
Harris. Of course it's not. She's blonde. Gotcha.
but I'm saying she just plays that role of a mysterious woman where you hear so much about her. Like, why does Spike keep at the very mention of her name, that nigga is hopping off in his freaking jet and he's gone to try to catch her.
But even then, with that though, I think the show did a good because I said the best. Somebody's gonna probably
Shut up.
Somebody was gonna like, oh, Julia got fridge, and I'm like, no, they
She
like
didn't.
that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is like what I loved about it was like the show gave you enough gist of like, okay, so Julia, Spike, and Vicious had a sort of three-way friendship. Vicious and Julia were together, but if you know Vicious throughout the show, Vicious is very much one man show. He don't really, fuck with anybody but himself. So Julia was like, well, I go to Spike. He's laid back. He's chill. I like him. And Spike wanted to leave with her. She was like, I'm going to go into hiding. You can go ahead and fake your death. I'm out. And that's that. But you understand why, like, he gravitated towards her because he felt that there was some sort of life there. And that's enough right there. You don't really need to give her a huge backstory, which is pretty much part of the issue with the live action one, was that they went too much in the direction of giving background when we didn't need it.
That's the whole thing. Like we said, you can play all this in the background and keep it moving. I think now, granted, it's a lot easier to do with animation, but you do suffer this little thing. People not paying attention, going, hey, wait a minute, when did that happen?
Yeah.
You risk that. And you risk a lot of stupid people coming to the end of that junk, being mad for months until they co-worker tell them blah, blah, blah. Oh, so that's why they showed up at the.
And I think the greatest thing ever, if we're going to talk about Vicious, for instance, right? I love how the Red Dragon Syndicate, the elders, caught on to the fact that Vicious was like plotting on their ass, and they were like, yeah, we're just going ahead and watch him. We know he's going to fuck with us. We'll be ready. We'll be ready. Like the fact that he was the one that killed old boy when they were signing that truce with the white.
Yeah, Mal Yenrai.
Yeah, and the fact that the elders was like, we know you killed him, but we're not gonna. All right, sure, you're gonna lie to us in our face like you didn't kill him. Okay, cool, got you. And even because was it beginning of Jupiter Jazz when they was like, yeah, just FYI, snakes can't take on dragons. You know that, right?
But remember, wait. No. I'm stopping you. I got to finish the line for you, Chris. However, the snake's venom becomes poisonous after the bite.
Vicious, take your ass up to Jupiter with all the train.
Listen, no, that right there was foreshadowing.
I gotta be honest with you.
When Vicious said that shit, when Vicious said that shit, cut to episode 24. Look what happens.
I gotta be honest with you though. That's a long time coming because think about it. That always happens in sort of like mafia, Yakuza type levels where it's like, where it's basically this. Hold on, where's that picture? Where's it at? This shit. Yeah, that's basically what Vicious did to him. Like the future is now, old man. Like because
when Vicious bust in with his crew and they killed the three was the three old.
Well, no. Remember they had him chained up and they was like,
yeah.
"Oh, we got your ass," and they was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I paid off all these people. They're helping me now."
No, that's what I was getting at, Chris. I'm saying when they busted in. And he goes in and they start murdering the other two. When he got to the last one, he said probably the most gangster line ever. You shall shed tears of scarlet. Yeek. Man, sliced his freaking eyes open.
The flowery poetry in this whole show is. There are a few lines where much like a Hideo Kojima line. It's like, I know you're in love with that. Nobody talks that way. There's a couple of those lines in this show where they throw out some little line like that, like who talks like that? Who, you know what? No, doesn't matter.
No,
Beautiful
this line
animation.
from
I ain't saying
Vicious
shit.
had me in tears because it's like the most scenery chewing line ever. When angels are thrown from heaven, they become devils. You agree, don't you, Spike? And I'm like, that is the most scenery chewing shit ever, and it just works.
Hold up. How about the most?
Boy,
how about
there were a whole lot.
How about the
Look,
most?
Chris, that was this scene. That was this scene in 2011. I mean 2001. Yeah, man, because I live that way too. That's what I'm going to say to everybody when I go. Boy, it was an edgelord fan. Vicious is an edgelord kid's fantasy. Yo,
No. What about
white hair?
No, wait.
Ugly ass crow.
Wait a minute. What about this one? What about this this super fucking deadjournal.com ass line?
This dead journal.
This dead journal ass line right here. There is nothing to believe in. There is no need to believe. Yo, bro, hold on. Bro said that after Homeboy took a bullet for Vicious. You let Shin's brother die, and had the nerve to look at his freaking dead body. Body ain't even cold yet, and said there is nothing to believe.
Shin's brother. The fuck was that?
Oh man.
yo, like, cause Vicious, here's the thing. Like, I respect his hustle. He's about himself. I respect that, right?
Yeah, look, here's the thing. Yeah, go ahead.
But it's like at the same time, I like how Spike called him out in that final episode. Yeah, it's cool you did all this. You do realize I'm the reason why you're in this position, right? You know that, right? I'm the reason why you're in this position. I hope you remember this shit. I hope you remember this.
Yeah.
Dog, you are not. Yeah.
Oh man.
You know what? Here's the thing. I meant to say this about Spike. I like how Spike is way too smooth. I like how really he's downloaded people before the fight started.
He knew Faye was playing him at the fucking at the casino the whole time. Like, yeah, I knew you were fucking with me. I was just seeing how long we would go with this.
Here's the thing. Mr. Watanabe really knows how to make his characters not broken. You see, much like Space Dandy, much like Mugen, and much like Jin, they're very, 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 very good. What's their record? Actually, they kind of loses.
Well,
so I always laugh at that. That's Watanabe's trade.
They're more so people that just can't get a break.
Yeah, they really can. You're right about that.
And all Spike Spiegel really is, let's just be really here. Let's just be really real here. Spike Spiegel is modeled after Yusaku Matsuda, who was probably one of the smoothest and like one of the smoothest actors to come out of Japan. Mm-hmm. And he's a combination of him and Bruce Lee.
I gotta be real.
I like that. I always just like that about Spike, that he is super smooth. He's not broken with it. You know what I mean? He's not broken with it.
No.
He gets close. He gets dangerously close.
Here's how smooth and broken Spike is. Fucking, they're in the church.
Oh, geez.
Faye has a shotgun to her neck, and then my man was like, "Yes, put the gun down." And Spike is just like, "Yeah, that's cool," and just shoots him in the head. I'm like, bro, who the fuck does some shit like that? Don't even give a fuck. He's just like, nah, bam.
And I'm gonna let go. Of Spike going shoulder blades first into the concrete and living. I'm gonna let that go. But really think about how he conducted himself in that episode and in Real Folk Blues. Really? Dude, you're hitting everything. You're not. He's not wasting
grenade inside the building, guys.
He punted. He punted.
My man he had a smoke break and it was like, hey, that's Spike. Is that a grenade?
I mean, Spike don't miss. And like I said, I think
well, except when he's dual wielding and then he gets shot because
there were
that happened twice, and I hate that. I hate that so much.
Technically, 5 of the greatest Spike Spiegel episodes are the Red Dragon Syndicate. Was it Battle of the Fallen Angels episode 5, Jupiter Jazz parts 1 and 2, and Real Folk Blues parts 1 and 2.
I mean, like,
I will say this: there's one really gangster scene that he does.
Yeah, if you want to count episode 24.
Is one gangster scene that get like first off, yeah, he does get his ass kicked by Perot because that was just a broken ass nigga. All right, let's just make that a shit.
crazy broken ass nigga. But
he was crazy broken. But it's in an earlier episode, Sympathy for the Devil,
Yeah,
where
Sympathy
it was
for the
one of
Devil
the
was a
most
great
gangster
episode.
scenes ever, where homeboy got Spike, shoots once, miss, shoots second, zips right past him, shoots him a third time. You see the bullet graze him dead in the cheek. Spike don't move. Bam! I'm like, gangster, gangster. Yeah. That's a real nigga.
That was a wild episode just with the
great
twist.
episode.
It was a wild episode with the twist because of the kid.
That nigga got hit and turned into every white person that said nigger at least 3 times in their life.
Nah, let's be real. That man, AD, let's be real. That man got shot.
Turned into Mitch McConnell.
No. I was simply going to say he got shot. He got shot with both doses of Pfizer, and we saw what happened to him.
Except he didn't do a Windows reset on TV like Mitch McConnell did.
Seriously, once he took both doses of that Pfizer, man, we saw old man.
Hey man, I need to know that gun that kid had. My man was like, "I got this ring that can kill you."
Well, that right there is what happens when you combine a Desert Eagle and a hand cannon in the size of a regular 45.
I'm looking at him like, hey, man, you could have shot that kid 10 times. I know it wasn't going to do anything, but you let that kid just say, that's cool.
So it could be just because I'm me. When I was a kid, no, like as a kid, I didn't flinch at this episode. I really liked it. As an adult, you should leave me alone. Hi, Mona Mitchell. How you doing? I mean, Mona Marshall. How you doing? It's either you or Barbara Goodson, and this is you, Mona. How you doing?
But rewind it back though. But we were when I was talking about
really Musashi up in this motherfucker right now.
Like when we're talking about the
that
world,
shows
though,
actually, Chris. That actually shows my age. If you hear Mona Marshall's voice and you say Brave Fencer Musashi, you need to leave the room.
This nigga down here, this guy was out here in high school preaching the word of Brave Fencer Musashi. And I'm like, I guess I need to fucking play the game now. Shit.
It's the greatest action RPG ever made. Fuck what you heard.
It's one of the greatest things Square has ever done in their lives.
That was Square Soft. Square Soft.
Full on Square Soft. And Square Enix has gone out of their way to ignore it. Thank you. Yes, we do live in a society, and it's terrible.
That's great.
I don't understand. How do you have no? Yeah,
but anyways, that sequel, not so much. But
we don't talk about that.
Yeah, we don't. But nah, when we talk about the world, though, I think what was interesting is that when I was mentioning space travel, I like how, as with every sci-fi, everybody's like, "Yeah, fuck Earth," because I think Neil deGrasse Tyson brought it up on how we have so much space junk orbiting Earth, and I like how Cowboy Bebop illustrates that because I think it was the episode with Faye when we get our background on where her family is, and they went back to Earth. It was all this space junk that was just surrounding Earth, all the satellites and all that shit, and that's a real thing. It ain't.
But also think about that space gate blowing up. Do you know how much more debris you brought into the? And pretty much that's what happened. They said Earth, yeah, you can live down there,
but people that live there, but you go crazy.
No, it's like this. Check it out. You're gonna have to get used to everybody duck. Why? There's a satellite come across the Earth.
Your house might be in danger.
It's like you pretty much ground zeroed Earth, and that's one of the problems that that's a very, very real problem. Yes, 100, probably 10,000 something years later from now, we need to have a real serious cleanup because there's going to be nothing but satellites coming hurtling to Earth, and it's going to be pretty much ground zero.
Once satellites get used by NASA, you think they're going to get it? They're like, nah, that's cool. We just it's done.
Here's the thing. Luckily, there are a lot of stuff that will enter the atmosphere that will burn up, but yeah. Not all of that's going to burn up.
Somebody's poor house in the Midwest might get hit by a shooting
Oh,
star
man.
that we thought was a shooting star, but it was a
Oh
satellite.
man, think about it. The only civilization never to touch main civilization has been killing it, and now man's on the brink of death, and they're still rocking. We live forever. The gods love us, and a motherfucking direct TV satellite from 2010 elbow drops the living crap out of that village,
Like if Spike like
kills the whole civilization.
so like I said, that's great. And even down to the heinous science shit, like you brought up old boy, the Peru guy, like that he was based off of fucking the science experiment that was done to him. And then even the thing with the monkeys, where it's like somebody, again, this feels so real world. Somebody made an actual sort of like thing to where if it detonates, it turns humans into monkeys.
Because
That's wild as shit.
Because we're not that far off on the evolutionary chart, and we share most DNA. Here's the
That's
thing.
scary. That's
In
scary.
theory, here's the thing, Chris. I don't think you can do that, but in theory, I get where you're getting at, and that will be effed up if you can turn a human into a full-on monkey. Sure, when it turns into a monkey, it's gonna want to bash his brains out.
Yeah, do not think it's going to be as glamorous as you think it is. Do not think that the moment you transform, you're going to be suddenly Gorilla Grodd and shit. No.
Now, that being said,
you'd be lucky if you become some pop star's personal pet.
Now, that being said, though, imagine you are the first.
Anyone who got that reference.
Imagine, though, Eris, if you are the first dude, the first monkey, the first guy that got turned to a monkey, it's like, he's a dumb little monkey. You're like, wait a minute. I heard what he said. Wait a minute. Ooh, wait a minute. That's a ooh, I'm speaking English. Y'all fucked up.
It's literally gonna be Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes.
I'm sorry.
Planet of the Apes still look. Planet of the Apes still to me is white people still not atoning for rape for slavery, and they
Bubbles the monkey.
Bubbles. Speaking of which, there's one thing that gets me. I have seen a couple reviews on this just to see what people think about it. Think about Cowboy Bebop. And the one thing I noticed that some of them bring up the homophobia or the transphobia that happens in this show. Here's the thing: you have to.
Transphobia. What are you talking about? Grin?
Yeah.
How is that?
But that's not even trans.
Shut up! Shut up!
Hold on, Chris. Let him cook.
I'm not cooking. I don't care about this. See, when I say I don't care about this, let me say this. What I think a lot of people confuse is, like, good example. What happened at the end of Ace Ventura? If you really look at it, she was the villain. Mm-hmm. What are y'all mad about? That was the villain, but that says disrespect. You know what kills me? The reason why it gets under my skin, I don't know about y'all. The reason why that gets under D's skin is because I notice a lot of white people like really apologizing and sounding like they are against transphobia, but they won't do that to none of our stuff. We were just there to make you laugh, and it's like it's okay as long as we don't make you feel bad about it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of weird that like I noticed that with any of these anime, and like you have to realize this was the 90s. Of course, nobody didn't think like that. And even if you did want to say this was transphobia, why? Because Spike didn't want to get sucked off by the dude with a mustache. Like, come on, man! Like, what do you want? Like, that's what kills me about that stuff, man.
No, Dave. First of all, back then, when you go to that planet, when you're on that planet Callisto,
there ain't no chicks.
None. It's like going to a frozen Detroit. Okay,
frozen Detroit.
And
what, Alaska?
No, see, Alaska. No, first of all, Alaska's at least respectable. Okay. Anyway, to a certain extent,
Alaska any day.
Cut the cameras. Dead ass.
I've heard I said to a certain extent. Okay, all right. Hanging around the Bering Sea. Shadow Moses. That part of Alaska. But anyways,
here you go with your Metal Gear reference.
But anyways,
there's some dude in Fairbanks right now doing push-ups, about to beat the shit out of you.
the thing I'm getting at is while Spike got there and saw somebody with Julius haircut, come to find out nigga's name is Julius. Nah, you ain't who I'm looking for. I'm sorry. No, I'm good. You go to that planet, it's a very depressing planet for one thing.
Former criminals.
Yeah, all the former criminals that need a place to hide out. Let's be real. Former criminals who are like number 30. No, sorry, not number 30. Who are like number 80 on the top 200.
So, Eris. So Detroit.
Yeah. Like I said, it's where they all go to hide out. Hell, even the bartender who runs a whole bar tells Jet, actually, I'm on a wanted list too, but we can keep that between us. So, we know how that is. Spike's like, wait, what? Jet was like, what?
No. Jet was really like this. I don't care. I just want to drink.
No, I remember. Hey. No. He wasn't even there for the drink. Nigga was there for some information, and I remember he
wasn't impressed.
No, it was more of, God, I don't ever want to live here. Planet Callisto. That needs to go on everybody's do not visit list.
No, it's just like that. Like,
Eris, because you said that, that's one of the things that will bring up and say that you're phobic.
It's not.
I'm not joking.
No.
Because
and the thing is, everything I said had nothing to do with phobia. It's just, nigga, have you seen this place?
No,
bro. Hold on. It's like imagine if Escape from New York just in like during winter time.
So Fairbanks, Alaska.
Everybody's running amok.
So Fairbanks, Alaska.
There are no women. The guys pretty much can do whatever the fuck they want, whether pre-op, post-op. Like, matter of fact, it's 2071. Back then the whole stunning and brave thing had already been long past. It's like, this is what it is.
And that, like, this is on top of the fact that
I'm very positive of whatever you want to be, but it's not a clock, dog. Get that shit away from me.
Here's the crazy part.
Like Eris. What was the word? Was it like? Come on. I'm toning in, man. Children still running around. Anyway,
that's on top of the fact that you got Grin, who was thrown basically in Leavenworth and got thrown, experimented on by the military, and basically got tits and shit because of it. And like, oh yeah, also
Faye.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Also, again, Vicious threw that nigga on the bus like, hey, he a spy. I'm out.
By the way, no, not just a spy.
He showed up.
No, it was much more egregious. It was more egregious. You want to know why? Remember when he saved Grin from that scorpion? But before he did, he was like, "Man, I really like that music box. It's got a nice tune. Like, you mind if I listen to it so I can play it on my saxophone when we get back to Earth?" Man, handed him the music box, like, "Yeah, dog, keep it." Come to find out, it was like traces of red eye in there.
Yeah, that nigga got red eye. I'm out.
He's like, throw his ass up the bus.
So not only does your boy Shin get capped, not Shin. What was the name? What was it? Yeah,
it was Lin.
Lin got capped. Not only did Lin got capped, but then your boy Grin, who over there bleeding out. Meanwhile, D.
Yeah, double homicide.
Bitch.
No, I'm sorry.
I gotta be real.
What sucks is that he never did like fully explain. He never did answer the question, like, why the hell did you betray me? Why?
Hold on, Eris. I want to show you how much of an otaku D was. When in Real Folk Blues, where you saw a homie get shot and Shin showed up, he's like, "Shin, it's you. Here's me. Yeah, his brother." Who?
Here's the kicker.
I was so into it as an anime fan. Like, yeah, he had a brother. Oh man, he died. No.
The best part about it is when even Vicious tells him, "Shin, don't follow in your brother's footsteps.
First off, Shin actually has balls. Lin didn't. Yes, Mr.
Lin did
Vicious. Whatever you do, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Vicious. I'm
Yes,
like,
my master.
bro, dude, stand up. Fuck.
Mhm.
Like, what are you doing here?
What happened? What happened? Pop.
Just look. Dude, here's my thing about Lin.
Caught that
Lin
stray.
was one of those people that was in the Red Dragon Syndicate that was like so, I could say needy, but he was very like, I want to get up in rank somehow, some way. So when they assigned him next to Vicious, if I'm assigned to Vicious and this guy clearly doesn't want me here, I'd be like, hey, he don't want me near him, so I'm gonna chill over here because whatevs. But then again, maybe that might get him killed by the Red Dragon Syndicate because he ain't follow orders. So that's that. But
I feel like the Red Dragon Syndicate is like, it's like getting into Harvard. Once you get in, you realize there's a lot of scumbags in here, man. There's a lot of niggas not trying.
Unless you die, that's the only way you getting out. That's how
like,
the
you know what I
rolls.
mean?
Like,
That's what I feel like. It's like it feels like once you get in, it's like a lot of these niggas not even all that though, man.
Hey, I'm not. Look, shout out to Spike though. Him faking his death really did take him off the radar because when they captured Vicious and they was like, "Yeah, I want you to kill everybody that has any connection to Vicious," and they went straight after Julia and after an old girl from episode was that
Annie.
Yeah, Annie. And I was like, holy fuck, they really did go scorch earth on their ass.
I like how that nigga called her Anastasia. She's like, you can't call me that name. Called me by my gangster name, nigga.
I was like, Spike really did sell that death pretty fucking well for them not to know that he was alive. I was like, God damn. Like, all right.
So Eris, I have to put something out here. We have to, because I know a bunch of us want to talk about, well, there's not much to talk about, but I think for a lot of guys, Faye was one of their first waifus. I will respect that. And D has to say this: despite Faye not having a second of any type of butt cheeks, I will say this:
can I please bite a chunk out of that ass?
Sir, first of all, sir, you need to stop. D, I am humbly requesting that you stop lying to yourself and to me. It all depended on the episode and how she was.
Don't
animated.
Do that thing with angles.
No. I'm not doing angles. I'm talking about how.
They didn't give her no butt cheeks to me, man.
I'm talking about how they animated her because
it was legs.
No, there were some episodes like remember. Okay, here's a good example. Mm-hmm. And anyone out there listening, if you know Cowboy Bebop like we do, you would know this episode when she was going after a certain bounty who had a dragon tattoo, right? She approached this nigga from behind the freaking booth, and when she did, you just saw the all you saw was Hi-Ho Silver riding her freaking butt cheeks with her damn shorts, and we just saw nothing but cheeks. And I'm like, somebody who animated this definitely had fun animating Faye this episode.
Yeah, we're all there hiking up her butt cheeks. In the words of our girl, Diva. Yeast infection.
But still, but to answer,
if you want it, girl, get it.
But to answer your question, D, about Faye, would I put her in the category of that right there? Thank you. This episode 5 of Battle of the Fallen Angels was probably the moment where I said, you know what? God, I'm like, damn, when they really want to do it, they make Faye very attractive.
They do. They take time out to do it.
And I'll say this now, her introduction, yes, Faye, if anything, was like the original, I would say was Anime America's first femme fatale, except annoying. That's what Faye is. Like Faye
has bodies and you still don't like her.
Faye is a femme fatale that's just very annoying.
I will give you that. I like how Faye, when it comes to her in the chest area, if they're really not big, they just draw them well.
Like I said, it's all about how you draw her. Like I said,
and I remember so many guys when it came to like fan art, they overdid it.
They overdo it for every fucking damn one.
Look, I was going to throw Chris. Remember back in the day before the gates were let go in around about 2016, where he was like, "Hey, man, do what you want to do. Make a big, small, give her a penis. I don't care." Like before it got to that point, you know what I mean, where people had restraint.
No,
I
every
mean,
episode. No,
Yeah,
every
every dude I ever seen draw Faye overdid it.
no
Every
every
single one.
no every episode. Yeah. You know what? Thank you, Brian. Thank you. Very true. Episode 5, Jiggle. Enough said.
with the
Lord
foot
knows.
that bounced off her titties.
Yeah. No. Lord knows that when they decided to do that to her, I'm like, okay, again. Whoever was animating this was having fun with Faye.
There was a creepy moment in Knocking on Heaven's Door when Vincent just cut the fucking damn bra, and it was just
Well, really, it was just her jacket.
That was beautiful. I don't give a fuck.
That shit was beautifully animated.
cinema.
This is what no.
Thank you,
cinema.
Chris.
This
It
is
was
what
cinema.
happens. No, this is what happens when you give budget to
What?
like when you give budget to the art department and they say, "I want you to take
That extra $2 million went a long way.
No,
there,
I
buddy.
want you to take a scene and I want you to animate this as best, like to the best of your ability with this much of the budget." So,
Precision. And it has to be perfect.
so how much did they spend on number one, Faye being tied up? God, you know what? You could do a drinking game between the Cowboy Bebop episodes and the movie. How many times have we seen Faye get tied up?
That's the thing that got me about Faye. It's like, Faye, for a girl that knows low grade CQC, you get tied up very easily.
I mean, easily.
like
We have
I
seen this
always
chick
laugh
get
at that.
kidnapped more times than Princess Peach. All right.
Oh my god! You know, her background was interesting because, like I said, I think the whole out of all three of them, I don't know if it was necessarily a theme, but it was kind of interesting how all three of them was literally their past. They had to kind of like deal with it in a way, and like Spike literally having to come to terms with it in the last episode. FaZe was basically she got put in a very shitty situation. She had like a disease. She got put in cryogenics.
No, she didn't have a disease.
I thought she had a disease or something like
No,
that.
She didn't have a disease.
What
Busting her head on the window.
what happened
No.
to Faye? What happened to Faye was really just a space shuttle accident where her entire family was killed except her, and she was put into a cryogenic freezer after that, and she spent like 54 years in suspended animation.
And the guy that helped her racked up so much debt that she was in charge of said debt. And
Yo, you want to talk about the greatest? You want to talk about the greatest ransomware grifting scam ever?
So
The-
we're gonna wake you
like
up.
everybody that was in on it, the nurse, the doctor, the quote unquote cop that she fell in love with on that episode, My Funny Valentine, all of them was in on the scam.
Eris, imagine if you will, you wake up and that's the first thing they do. Like, hey, so check this out. We woke you up, but you're gonna have to pay this bill though.
It's like, this is how much you owe. Yeah, you racked up quite a serious debt since you went into suspended animation. Faye, I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask to be put in suspended animation.
Yeah, I understand that.
Hell, she woke up with amnesia.
I understand that, ma'am. I miss this Valentine, but understand. That's 400 million. That's 40 million woolongs that we gonna need. I know you don't know what a woolong is. Society changed, but we gonna need you to pay that off. Is like I could like that to me. That's some dystopian bullshit that's gonna go down.
hey,
in the
look,
future.
I respect her when she basically said, "Get fucked," because I ain't
did that.
paying this shit.
I mean, she did that, and let's just be real. They really tried to roll this poor Singaporean woman like the greatest role ever.
I was gonna ask you, Eris. I always took Faye as Asian, but I didn't know what Asian. Thank you for that, Eris.
Yeah, she's Singapore.
White Asian.
She's Singapore.
She's
yeah,
full on-
white Asian.
yeah.
Yeah, white Asian, like you said, Singapore.
I mean,
Sorry,
even though
people. Sorry, fans that we do have in Singapore, but hey, anyway.
she's known. I mean, she's what is it? She's known as Poker
We know
Alice.
what Eris.
No, I'm look. Hold,
we know
hold
what
on.
they call Cambodians, so
I know that she's known as Poker Alice, the Queen of Hearts, and the Romani.
yeah, but it's so funny. I was trying to figure that out because I was like, well, she doesn't come off Chinese, and she doesn't necessarily come off Japanese, even though Japanese always make their girls look adjacent to them any type of way somehow. Like she got blonde hair and had the most Japanese last name ever. So they do, you know what I'm saying? They do that, but not in this case, you know. They get, you know, they kept that kind of vague. So I was wondering, like, where's she from, man? And
Yeah.
I like the fact that even though, but I like how you can tell this is what we thought the future was going to be without the cumbersome idea of knowing that social media exists. So you gotta think about it. The way
I
they
would
see
like
the
to.
world is totally different the way we would
I would.
see it, you know, 50
No,
years
I
ago.
would like to believe, and I kind of hope that this might happen. Again, this is 50 years from now, but I would like to believe that at some point, especially in the world of Cowboy Bebop, social media did exist, and then sometime between 2018 to 2071, that shit died.
Something went down.
Something
And
like something
hopefully, God forbid, but it probably did. Somebody died.
like something went down that just caused social media to just die off like forever.
Like
I
that
think
was the
I think
president, son. That type of shit.
I think the episode where she ends up, you know, getting with her classmate who's an old woman and she just explains like, you know, where she grew up at and all that stuff. I did enjoy that Faye pretty much got a measure of peace out of that. Like, because you saw after that episode her demeanor like changed a bit.
I mean, it changed because she. No. What
Not
that?
significantly, like
No,
it
no.
wasn't a
What it
180,
was?
but it was
No,
still
no. What that was, Chris, was number one. She finally understood where she came from. Like she
yeah.
knew. Like she finally remembered all of her past, but nothing good came out of it, and so she had no place else to go except back to the Bebop with Spike and Jet.
Yeah, but it didn't feel like there was any sort of angst behind it. It was just like,
It's like
well,
every
this is
time
where I
she
belong.
left,
Kind
it
of.
was never. Every time she left the Bebop saying I ain't gonna come back. Which, by the way, that was a recurring thing with her. Where, well, guys, it's been real, but I guess I gotta go on my
The only person who really was about that life of I'm out, peace,
Ed.
like two tears in the bucket was Ed, and took the dog with
own. Took
her.
the dog with her.
I mean, at this point, I mean,
Because even
Not,
I was like, hold up, you leaving? You're the only one I actually do like.
by
So
the way, my love for Ein actually grew. I didn't think I liked this dog until I saw this anime again. Like, you know what, Ein, I
I'm
fucking loved you, man.
I'm
It was awesome, man.
look, man, look, listen. You might as well say it's the fucking anime nerd weeb in me, but I'm not even a dog guy. But if I did have a dog, I would get a corgi like Ein.
You know, here's the thing. I got to be real with you. As much as I do love Ein, no, I don't like corgis. I don't. I get it. But I'm not a fan. You know what I mean?
I mean, come on. Look at put it back up, nigga. Put
it back
up. Say, come on. Look at
that man. Look at Mr. Man. Look at him. He a big man. That's what you got me to say.
I mean, just look at that fur. Come on, man. Dog's cute.
Oh God, yeah, you're right.
I'm not big on corgis, but you know,
Like I said, I'm not exactly. Again, I'm not a dog person, but again, the amount of tail. Again, for a single person.
I forgot Catman over here.
Catman.
Whatever. Whatever, nigga. I'm just saying.
Chris gonna walk out. Hey, Chris,
No.
I told you, man, don't be going on him about his cats, man. You gonna walk outside.
I'm just saying.
Look, Chris, look, Eris opens up the was it Fancy Feast? Yeah.
No, D. No, D.
My
D.
motherfucker.
No, D.
Because I can afford it. Clean.
To take a page from his favorite actor, I get a ring at the doorbell. I look to the peephole. I see a foot just
running. You see me running
like in a transporter. That is the greatest fucking thing ever.
I'm sorry. If you ever see something running at you and you see the arms go up like this, run. Even if he's not successful, you don't want me behind that door when it go.
I'm sorry. That was the funniest shit ever in a movie. When the transporter, when they said ding dong, you see Jason Statham's ass just.
Full send it.
That was a foot dive. Safe. That was +10.
But no,
Oh
between either an Akita or like or a corgi, that'll probably be my dog of choice.
But no, like that, and then you got Jet. Jet is typical. I was so dedicated to the job that a lot of shit in my personal life got fucked in the process.
Well,
yeah. See,
by the way,
CJ,
CJ, you mentioned something about Jet where I think you mentioned you wish you could have got more on him. There was like
not on him, but like no,
like,
well,
no, I'm talking more of his past and all that stuff. I mean, there was like 3 whole episodes that was dedicated to him. The one where he found his old girlfriend, who ran that bar. That was actually a pretty good episode because you actually saw glimpses of his past and why she left. Of course,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hold on, Black Dog Serenade, where he meets up with his old partner from the ISSP. God, that was one of the best written episodes. And of course the episode where his old friend that died had a daughter and they connected.
Yeah.
Like
those
3 episodes alone.
Which, by the way, anime love doing this, especially, and they still do it now, but they used to love doing this. I'm old enough to be your dad.
I'm actually no. The line was, "I'm actually old enough to be your boyfriend or your brother." Jet, stop
it. Anime, come here. Stop doing that. Stop it. Stop going to the cradle. Stop it.
like, please don't do that. Like, stop putting your foot. Listen, you already got 1 foot in the grave of that friend zone by saying that shit. So stop it.
Me when Jet said that.
The cringe is too much. It's too much for me. I did something dumb.
It's like Jet, can you please stop trying to ship yourself?
I also like how throughout you saw Jet's old buddy, the one guy that actually ran the space gate that one time. He's like, I know things you like. When I used to be there, he used to do a whole lot of illegal things. All right, what the fuck you want, bro? What you want, bro? But he showed up at least 3 more times in the whole series, and I thought, like, again, sprinkled all throughout the series, you see everybody's backstory, and that's pretty cool. Only one you didn't get that for was Ed.
But did you really need it? Other than like apparently she
yes
has a crazy ass dad.
Yes and no, because once you met her dad, you pretty much
you figure it out.
Hey, thanks for looking after my son, or was it my daughter? I'm not really sure. Anyway,
the last one died of, get this, a satellite falling on her. Here on Earth, I know, right?
Now, continuing on Earth. Oh shit, we gotta chase another one. They're chasing these falling satellites. Now remember every time they kept doing it, somebody did say, dude, they're gonna be doing this shit forever.
Yeah, they are. It's madness, Harris. Let's get the fuck off this planet before we get stuck down here with them.
I thought the joke was crazy.
This is what happened. This is what has happened to humanity. Okay,
dude. The fact that like when we see the episode where Jet sees his ex, right? It's like the boyfriend that she has is like, you think it'd be an upgrade, right? It's like that dude is just like, wow, you are the most just sad boyfriend ever. I killed him.
Make it worse. Huh. Not only that, nigga just happens to be on my bounty list.
I could take the bounty.
And he did end up getting arrested.
Jet walking in there seeing her, then seeing him. Jet walking in that room and seeing him, and then seeing her, then looking at him.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
Ooh, you fucking that nigga, ain't you? Listen here. I saw his bio, and I know that you're 41. For real, girl? You like him young, don't you? I bet he's fast too, right? You remember I used to do that to you? That's how the episode was.
Bro, the fact that he kept
that's exactly how the episode kind of went.
The fact that Jet kept trying to bring it up, bring up his past with her and all that, and she would always say, like, stop it, Jet. I moved on. It's it's not that serious. It's not a big of a deal. We don't need to go into it.
So you just like him look Bashonen and shit. That's what you like now, huh?
Then finally, because remember, this is always how it's done in episodes like this. He always wanted to know why she left in the first place, and it wasn't until the last few minutes of the episode when she pulls a gun on him and goes full on stormtrooper aim shooting, where she is like missing terribly because of she forgot to take that diazepam off of that Metal Gear shit.
Over here rattling in her hand and shit.
And so she's like, you want to know why? That's why I left. You just wouldn't let it go. You always had to be so dedicated to the job, no matter what. I'm like, I get it, but
can't you just let this one go?
I'm like, I get it, but you were with him. You chose to be with him. You knew what the assignment was when you got with him. Come on now.
Yeah.
This is what happened. Hey,
you were dating a cop.
Harris, you walked over to homeboy. Hey, yo, soldier, come here. Basically, at the end of that, Jet.
Okay, watch your back.
No, literally, that's what he told her. Just good luck.
Oh, man. You know what? I think it was
me to do.
I mean,
because you to arrest him. Can't do that. Be in my conscience.
No, but if I don't do it, like someone from the ISSP will, and they'll be a whole lot more worse with him than I would be.
Hell yeah. So what you want me to do? Bring you in soft, or like you gonna give you like an extra 18 hours before they catch you because you want to stop at a 7-Eleven for no reason?
And on top of that, you would be an accomplice, and there's nothing I could do to help you.
Oh yeah, you going to the mean jail too. The mean lady.
I think it was you know what's interesting. We with Black Dog Serenade, it explains where Jet got his arm from, but also look, we've seen this. Yeah, I know,
Brian.
But I think we've seen this kind of situation before, where basically his boy Fad was the one that set him up because Fad was on the syndicate payroll, and as with anything, when you're on the spot,
with 90% of the ISP, but go on, Chris.
I mean, art imitates life,
Mm-hmm.
Propaganda.
Yay.
Red Dragon Syndicate owns the ISSP.
Serpico, bitch.
Serpico.
They own the ISSP like fucking like OCP runs the cops.
I mean, at least OCP.
Oh, we are the cops. That type bullshit. You know what I mean?
I just like how Udon is telling them, yeah, I mean, I'm a piece of shit, but your partner was the one that set your ass up. I just happened to just be there. So,
well, it was always the plan. The plan was always to take you out because you were getting too close to the syndicate and your partner was on the syndicate's payroll. Now, I don't know how flashing the world's brightest stadium light on you in the middle of a freaking factory would cause your former partner to only shoot you in the arm to cause enough damage for you to get that shit replaced.
Nerve damage.
With a metal arm. Nigga, the point was to kill him. Take him out.
Nah, nerve damage.
First of all,
nerve damage.
I was leaving
no. If I was really running the syndicate and I task you with the objective of killing this cop. Yes, use the fact that you guys are partners to your advantage. You lure him, you corner him, and what you do is you put a bullet in him and kill him.
Here's the thing.
How? Hold on, Chris. How would a syndicate let that go?
What was the reason? What was the reason? I just.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing.
That's what I want to know. How are you still breathing?
No. But Fad sold him on. The nigga retired, so he's out there. Win-win here.
No. Actually, now that you know what, Harris, I'm sorry.
No, that's not.
I was going to stay out of this, but I'm with Harris on this now. Yeah, you should be dead.
I'm like, dude, that's not a win.
That's a loss.
Like both Udai and Fad should both be capped by the syndicate
what
because
I'm saying
you failed an objective.
No, but see, here's the thing. Sometimes organizations do let you get your win on technicalities. So by virtue of him retiring off the police force, the syndicate was like, we told you to kill him, but He isn't in the police force anymore.
CJ,
So hey, Chris.
CJ. Technicality, my balls. All right, like the whole point was to kill him.
You want to jump into Cowboy Bebop world and take it up with the elders? Exactly.
Oh, no, because Chris.
First of all, hold on. There are more than one. It's not just the Red Dragon Syndicate. There are plenty of syndicates.
We're gonna assume it's the Red Dragon Syndicate.
It's not. It was a different syndicate.
And even on some more shit, from as high as the mafia / Yakuza to that one gang that was in that Flintstones episode. You mean to tell me you failed? Chill. And there be nobody say chill at the end of that. They'll let it keep
first
going
off, I'm gonna pull the if I was Fad, I'd be pulling the Vin Diesel. It don't matter if it's intro or Mao, winning is winning. Hey, you want the nigga?
Let me tell you something.
Hey, all I'm saying is, I was like, hey, you want the nigga gone? He retired. He's technically gone.
What's that, nigga?
Again, that does not change the fact that he went on to become a fucking bounty hunter.
You lost. You did. You came up with nothing.
Hey, it'd be one thing if Jet was investigating as a bounty hunter, which he wasn't.
Yeah, he stayed out of it to hunt Small Fry, and he teamed up with Spike.
Now, granted, I do feel Fad put him in that situation to go after Uday was kind of a situation of Fad basically finishing off what he started in a way.
Just a little bit, Brian. Just a little bit, Brian. Just a little bit. I ain't gonna say he did. Anyway.
Look. There was a lot of
glasses.
Look, I will say this. We talked at length in different animes that we watch on how black people look in shows, and I would give Cowboy Bebop credit with how black people look. Like even with the homages to blaxploitation with that one episode with the mushrooms and shit, where we got Foxy Brown and shit, or even fucking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was episode 2, but no, the mushroom hunting episode, that was just that I like to call that the coffee break episode, because that was the one where it was
the Hot Springs episode from Outlaw Star.
No, not Hot Springs, not necessarily, because you're not seeing
Hot Springs level.
Because
it flirts with that level, but it ain't.
It flirts with that idea, but again, because it's Watanabe, the idea of the vacation episode is just everybody's just high.
That's typical of every episode. Everybody anime, honestly.
And actually,
but hold on, I was going somewhere with this. I was saying that number one, we got the Foxy Brown. No, that was Coffee. Okay, we got Coffee as a cameo. We got Shaft as another cameo, and let's just be real. Racist stereotype of Jamaican, fat Jamaican that deals in mushrooms that gets you high, so high that you end up dying off the shit.
mushrooms.
But going back to Black Dog.
And hold on, real quick, Harris. And because of those characters, plus Jet and Homeboy and Black Dog Serenade, to this day, any blurred born before 1986 with this shit.
Look at us. Hey, look at us. Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought? Not me.
They worship the background characters in Cowboy Bebop so much, and I get it, because that was really the first time we seen black with knotty hair in anime, and I get it. You know what I mean? I kind of get it.
I mean, hold on.
And respect to it too. How it looked.
It was black characters represented with respect.
With respect, yeah, it was.
I mean, it wasn't all cartoony like General Black and Dragon Ball.
Killer, your boy
Killer.
They need to redouble it. Just
to be black. To be fair. No, to be fair, General Black was on some Bill Duke shit with the rolled up sleeve, so I kind of had to respect it a little bit.
He operated a Toriyama inspired Gundam. Okay, thinking
black history, nigga. That's black history.
Thinking that would take out a young Goku. He tried. Failed miserably, but he tried.
Failed horribly.
A nigga was opportunistic when he saw General Red gone, like, I mean, I could take over and do some shit right now.
And
Man,
speaking,
I ain't gotta see that big boss eye patch no more.
And that's what kind of leads me to like to Uday. Like fucking Uday attacks him. Remember, he took over a prison ship and said that from here on out, this is our ship. We're running everything. I like how within 20 minutes, all the prisoners got wiped out.
Yep.
Make matters worse, he tried to contact the syndicate back on, I guess, whatever planet he came from, and the syndicate was like, "Nah, nigga, check this out. Here's a bus. You about to go up under it."
Dog. Also, I would like to note that this episode, if you had a dad that watched this anime, this was his favorite episode. This is my dad's favorite episode of this anime.
Hey,
and I just laugh how old black men love this episode. My father-in-law liked this episode.
D, did you like that line that Uday said when he was on the phone with the syndicate? He's like, you can't get rid of me. I have information.
Boy, it's like hearing it was like,
bro, when he said I have information, even the syndicate looked at him like, nigga, your information ain't shit. Like,
what we gonna do with that? You in prison, nigga. You in prison. What you gonna do, bro?
Like, even if you did get out, what you gonna do with it?
What you gonna do, dog? Exactly, man. You don't keep your pootie tail looking ass and shit.
Goofy ass out of here.
Man,
nigga.
This nigga want to be Courtney Vance looking ass nigga.
Look, as far as we're concerned,
KY jelly packing.
Listen, as far as we're concerned, kick space rocks, all right?
Yo, man, shit, nigga. Say, yo, space rocks.
I mean,
I like how anytime you want to say anything in the future, you just say space.
Yes. Yes. It's 2071. If the word space ain't in front or at the end of something.
I'm just glad that Walmart has not taken over the world that they think like I thought they would, man.
That's in universe 6, okay?
I did laugh to myself because there was one scene where you see they were like on one of these, I forgot what planet it was on, and I was looking at all the stores. I was like this, man, there ain't a Five Guys over here.
Ironically, of all the places that would still be around, Rite Aid outlasted CVS.
No, Rite Aid went out of business.
No, I'm talking about in the world of Cowboy Bebop. If we get to that,
I'm just a little mad that Uday was looking like this dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, he did.
Thank you. It's like Martin Lord's cousin, James.
Steve Lawrence.
Steve Lawrence.
Steve Lawrence, and don't forget, remember, he's got to have the ponytail.
And you gotta remember, in the family, Boogie. That you Boogie, some little nickname like that.
My nigga.
I knew your ass was in this.
I can't call it.
Oh, now not Spike. Sorry, Jet's partner, when they decide to have that standoff at the end in the darkest freaking tunnel of that damn prison ship. Dude, both of them pull each other's guns, and of course Jet shoots his ass dead. I'm like, wait a minute.
You had no bullets in his gun.
You had no bullets in your gun. Why did you? Hey, Jet, why don't you give me one last smoke? And then just died on him. Like, for real? This how we going out, huh? Music, beautiful. Chef's kiss. Probably one of my favorite all-time episodes was Black Dog Serenade.
Yo, I found it funny. So people don't realize the first iteration of Cowboy Bebop, when they went on Adult Swim, 3 episodes didn't get shown because this is after 9/11. And
actually, it was just that one.
It's 3.
What were the other 2? I know the Teddy Bomber episode was 1, but what was the other 2?
It was, hold on, I had it up actually, because it was because live it had to do with intense violence and all that shit. It was stupid. I know. It was, where's it at? Episodes 6, 8, and 22.
6, 8, and 22.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
Sympathy for the Devil, Waltz for Venus, and Cowboy Funk. And that was the Teddy Bomber episode. Yeah, I know.
Wait, what?
I know. You're thinking about it like, really? But yeah, that was the thing.
I'm legit, dude. I'm so confused.
They said intense violence.
Intense violence. I've seen them edit. They've edited dude. Episode 1, a dude caught it in the freaking dome. He caught a freaking bullet.
Actually, no, not intense violence. My bad. Verbatim, according to Adult Swim, violent themes.
Wait a minute, what's going on? Who did the violent themes again?
Episode 6, 8, and 22 never showed during the first run on Adult Swim.
What was episode 6?
Sympathy for the devil.
What it didn't show?
It didn't air.
It never aired.
Okay, what is other
Waltz of Venus? That was episode 8, and then Teddy.
Hold on.
22.
Hold on. Episode 8 is a throwaway episode for D. So,
and then the Teddy Bomber episode, which is 22. Cowboy.
I can kind of no,
because remember it was the building and 9/11 and shit.
Yeah,
so. No. Episode 8, Waltz for Venus. That was not a throwaway episode.
For D, it was. Okay?
Why?
Yeah,
please explain why. I thought it was a great.
Show your work, sir.
No, I just didn't like it.
What?
And then I.
What? Spike meets a dude who ends up. He meets a dude who ends up becoming. Let's just be real. He would have been like his annoying sidekick best friend, Rocco.
Yeah, I got to be real with you. I hate it when they do this in anime, where it's just a character that's just there for an episode dies off, or does the shit at the end. I'm going to be just like you, big brother. I'm not a fan of these episodes, so.
Then he caught a bullet in.
My man caught the strayest of strays.
And then his sister over there, like, wait a minute, he's not coming home.
Stop it!
First off, sir, Stevie wanted to see. Okay, we're not going to do that.
I had to explain. Look, here's my wife the other day, y'all. I said this. It's not that I can say that Stevie has perfect vision, y'all. It's like this. If he dies and we hear Stevie Wonder was he was about 90%. He wasn't all the way blind. I'm like, I fucking knew it.
Now,
Tank's
podcast.
He can make out shapes.
Tank's podcast had the funniest shit because Tank is advocate for Stevie can see, right? And I forgot who he had on. He was talking about how he threw a ball at Stevie, and Stevie was like, because Stevie can hear the ball get thrown at him, and Stevie's just
bullshit.
Bullshit.
That's bullshit, dog. He's a musician, his hearing should be deteriorating faster than all of us. And you mean to tell me he's Daredevil? He's Daredevil. I'm gonna say he's fucking Daredevil. Can hear a ball from across the room. Adam, no, you saw it.
Hey, like you saw him pick up. You saw that video. This video evidence when he picked up that mic stand about to fall. He saw that. Hey.
All right, I'm gonna actually say the mic stand falling. I think that's a blind. You gotta give that to a blind man. They like, yeah. Yeah, dog, didn't see that motherfucker. Like, I give you that one. That's that blind man, little smooth shit. I let go. But no, you catching a ball like you freaking Kazuya from across the no. All of a sudden you become Ricky Henderson and pick. Get out of here, man. I heard it. You ain't hear shit. You saw somebody loading up and you got scared. Instead of being a man and letting it hit you upside the head.
Can you okay? So
no. I mean, I really wanted to know, like, that was that was your reason for not caring for Waltz for Venus episode.
Eris, what? Like I'm pretty sure it touched you. It didn't do that for me. Like, what you want me to say?
No, I get it.
Like, it's a throwaway episode for me. I didn't care for it.
I guess what I liked about it.
The second I saw her shoot, wait a minute. He's like, you're blind. How did you know? How can I not tell? Anyway.
I am sick of you and the disrespect of Stella. Okay, she was just a blind girl who needed some gray ash so that she could see.
It's the future, man. You mean tell me technology? They can't fucking just do that shit. We saw Spike literally under the fucking surgery with a different eye getting inserted in.
Okay, that's one eye, not the entire vision, sir. He lost that shit in the accident. Let's just be real. Let's be real. Said accident. It was a whole ass shootout. And come on, greatest doctors on Mars was able to give him a prosthetic
Ask the Mars.
Hey, Eris, I'm gonna be real with you. I see us going into something and disappearing and appearing millions of miles across the fucking false everything. Okay, she can get that done. that's a 30-minute surgery. That's in and out surgery.
I'm laughing that
bro, they are on Venus. They probably ain't got all the advanced shit
that's
Mars
you know
got.
what? Let me tell you something. That's the thing that got D. All of a sudden, now this is not against the episode. This is just something I laughed about. Wait, how in the holy fuck did you terraform Venus? No, I can believe
technology.
I can believe Mars. I can believe Jupiter. How, with all the violent hailstorms of lava that rain from the
there
sky,
is one visual.
how did you terraform Venus? And I said anime, and I let it go.
There's a visual in Knocking on Heaven's Door where we get to the third act, and they need planes to spread the stuff, the vaccine, to keep everybody from not getting hit with that stuff, the chemicals, right? And when Spike is running away from the military, and I like how the cities in Mars, it's like their own little city that has their own little atmosphere. Like I thought they got the whole planet, but it's like, oh, it's just pockets of Mars that has their own little atmosphere.
I like that crap because you want to be able to terraform the whole planet. And the same that you saw that same thing in when they went to that one place. Actually, that one. All right, you remember the episode where they was turning everybody into monkeys? I keep on forgetting the name of that jump.
Yeah.
But that episode, it was one of the planets. It was sitting on the rings of Saturn or one of those planets, and I was like, I see what they did. They're sitting on asteroid rocks and made that and just made that section like that. And I'm like, that's kind of cool. Like you can see there's like a real type of little itty stuff like that. You know what I mean? But my problem is like, wait. How did y'all get that dome down there? Number two, how did y'all have enough time to build any of this? So that's all I'm saying. Like, if you were to see what it would take to do that on Venus, it would take a million years. It would take close to not a million years, but it would take lifetimes. It would take lifetimes for them to like terraform Venus just to get the storms to calm down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would take centuries.
Can we
talk about that episode? I mean, the episode, by the way, that you were referencing about the monkeys and all this stuff. That was Gateway Shuffle.
It's Gateway Shuffle. I keep on forgetting that name. I keep on forgetting that one.
Can we talk about this?
That's when Homegirl didn't have. That's when Homegirl didn't have a lazy eye until the very end.
So, point of contention here, because this is something that a lot of people have. So this part. So the Red Dragon Syndicate, they're watching Spike and Vicious battle
Lit that nigga up.
I'm laughing that Spike lit this motherfucker up with like 6 bullets, and Spike just got cut. And I'm like, I'm supposed to believe this nigga died? Sure. Okay, you know what? He died. Fine.
You know what? It's better for the story for this to be open anyway, in my opinion. Even if you want to go with the idea that Spike lived, I can believe it.
He ain't running a Red Dragon Syndicate. I'm pretty sure he just handed that shit.
Well, they did that on purpose. First of all, Spike's fate at the end of this was left deliberately ambiguous.
Even though Chief Running Bear basically said, hey, he's up in the stars. So
listen, I'm gonna need you to stop, Chris, before I gun butt you with a Jericho 941.
He was talking about my nigga dances with moon rocks, young. That's what he was talking about.
My man solidified like, hey man, another person's out in the stars. And I'm like, all right, cool.
My man was hanging out. My man was
stars.
First of all, he was hanging out with that child, and he got a PlayStation in the corner.
He was like this, another warrior in the stars. Hey, by the way, before anybody says that's racist, I found out it's not racist at all. It's actually close to yodeling. Actually, it wasn't like Native American at all. It's a bunch of Icelandic people making noises. So have at it.
Of course, it was white people that did that shit.
Hey Chris, I got a question. What Native American will be that so low to go, hey, I'm about to make this jump fat. Hey, that shit hot, isn't it? That shit hot, isn't it?
I'm willing to think that somehow throughout all of this, Spike definitely survived because come on, the man has gone through worse.
True.
Dude come on. He got cut and yeeted out of a freaking chapel window.
Like I said, hit that concrete, shoulders first, then back of head.
I'm looking at no. Spike surviving that, okay, there's a possibility. People have gotten shot in the head and survived, right? Fine.
Oh.
Hey, Vicious, you had a grenade in your face and you survived. How?
He had a grenade on the ship. Remember, the music box was a grenade, and it was put inside that suitcase. He had the suitcase sitting in the back. He heard the music playing. He's like, "Wait, what?" Again, the yield. What was the yield of that explosive, sir? It was enough to just blast out like a good chunk of it, but enough for him to get him to his main ship.
But the yield on that church explosion was pretty fucking big.
Well, let's be real. Vicious. He runs off of anime villain speed, so
exactly.
he managed to get to the bottom of the steps pretty fucking quick.
Hey, but
everybody hop into the portal.
Hey, look, that anime speed didn't help him dodge them 6 bullets at the end of the show. So,
remember, much like CJ. Remember,
that
CJ,
one actually hurt.
CJ, sorry, D. Remember when you said that Spike ate that bullet that grazed his face and he didn't even miss? Same thing with Vicious, but that was a gun straight to his freaking face. He ate that shot.
No, I'm talking last episode.
That's what I'm talking about. The last episode when remember this shit sword gun locked in place and he's over here firing bullets left and right, and that one bullet grazed his face. I'm like, bro. This is like these two are the same.
So here's my bigger problem. Even if he did survive, number one, the reason why I said, Brian, thank you, way too much blood loss. But let's throw that off the table. You mean to tell me that he survived and just somebody on the Red Dragon Syndicate was going to be like, hey, yo, Spike, you got the juice now. Did you really think that was going to happen?
Sip the juice.
Okay, to Brian and to you. We have seen Spike throughout all 26 episodes.
Yes, I know.
Get his ass whooped.
Whizzed
with gusto. We have seen him get shot several times. This man, hell, episode 5 when he went to go get Faye, he got shot up. Dude, a lot of the injuries that he sustained, the bullet wounds that he sustained were not really life-threatening. Okay?
Oh, God. Oh my God!
Most of them shits was flesh wounds.
Thank you. For
now, this one, yes, he took a cut. He took a serious cut from.
That was a katana. Yeah,
that was a full katana. That was a full katana slice. All right, cool. Again, the man was completely bandaged up in episode 5, and he was alive and kicking by episode 6. I'm just saying, Spike,
don't go up there. Why? You don't have no more plot armor.
Not only that, this is also a man when everybody else was completely incapacitated and infected, decided, hey, I'm about to get a flamethrower, I'm going to get a net gun, and I'm going to go after this damn alien that's on the ship, which, by the way, was probably one of my favorite episodes because it was a combination of both the Thing and Alien put together. Great episode.
Spike did what I would have did. Yeah, so I'm just gonna throw this shit out in space. Yeah,
you really got no choice. Yeet that bitch in space, even though you burned it.
How exotic was that fucking space crab that you just forget to have that shit in the fridge?
I mean,
I need to know.
So basically, it was something rare. It wasn't just rare. He planned on eating it, but he put it in a fridge all the way in the back and totally forgot about it for a year. Because he didn't want nobody. Remember, you gotta hide it because
white people shit.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta listen. You get something like that, you gotta hide it. You don't want nobody else to eat it. You want to come back from a bounty hunt and you walk in and you just see
all your crab ragoons gone.
You know what I'm saying? You just see shells on the ground and motherfuckers going, "Hey man, I found this in the fridge. I'm like, holy shit, this is good. Like, this is some good shit, man. Hey, can we get some more of this?
What? You fuckers. You fuckers. You motherfucker. I will rain hellfire upon you.
All of that.
Yeah.
So, yes, like we did learn a very, very crucial life lesson of that episode. Don't leave things in the fridge.
Everybody, like look here, that was the thing that always made me. That was the thing that made me laugh. So I remember my little sister looking at it, she's like, "So did they all die?" Nah. There's like 10 more episodes after this.
I mean, again, that whole episode again was just a reference to the classic sci-fi horror movies, like Alien, The Thing, and stuff like that. Creature from the Black Lagoon, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, shit like that.
I like how the show teases the idea that aliens could exist, but they don't really go all the way with it. I'm fine with that.
Because look, a lot what you see in front of you is a whole lot of science fiction that is not being explained.
Which by the way, we did see a little bit of what remained of that alien food thing left where it mutated, and giving zero fucks. Pudding. Yoink. Gulp. That felt good.
Which, I mean, that's the equivalent of eating a cockroach.
Minus the crunch, but yeah.
I mean, hey, that creature might have a crunch.
I mean, come on, this is like black, is gelatinous looking and shit.
Yo, I like how Jet did the most black shit ever. Hey, Spike, we're gonna have green peppers and beef.
Oh yeah,
bell peppers and beef. Hey,
no beef.
So there's no beef in this, so it ain't bell peppers and beef.
It is when you're broke.
You gonna eat that shit, right?
Hey, but I gotta ask.
That shit, right?
But Jet, did you use beef bouillons? That's close enough for me.
I got a feeling that beef bouillon is illegal.
Nah, it's 2071.
I played.
No, Chris. To answer that question, he couldn't use it. That shit was outlawed and illegal like 20 years ago.
Because if you told me beef bouillons and bell peppers
got ugly when the satellites started falling from the sky, they was like, yo, all bovine is in trouble. This is our food source. We got to figure this out.
But if you sold me on beef bouillon,
moon that exploded, all these cows is giving out bad meat. What is going on?
You said beef bouillons and bell peppers. I'm like, I can eat that. Get the taste of beef bouillons.
It was the beef bouillon recall of 2045.
You got to think about it, man. Spike, like Jet in there, like, all right, let's get some soy sauce in that motherfucker. Let's put a little bit of hot sauce on there because it's gonna even that shit out. There we go. And I'm gonna put a little bit of this in there. So where's the beef at? All right, it's ready. Where the beef at? It's ready, nigga. Here.
Pretty much. I mean,
he probably sees that joke. I'm like, I don't know what
the hell is this.
It might be beast. It actually might be beast.
No, the episode when I always love the episode when they got to deal with eating certain foods by the end of the episode. Case in point, the mushrooms. Mm-hmm. So I gotta hand it to Jet. The man knows his way in the kitchen. All right, my man made like 5 different types of. Shut up, Chris. He made 5 different types of mushroom dishes.
Seasonings were fire.
The only thing that was missing was like Future playing in the background. He has a blunt in his mouth. He over there stirring shit in that show. That was the only thing that was missing.
Mad Cow Disease 3: The Reckoning.
The Reckoning. Bro, look. What was the Reckoning? Everybody's asshole. Everybody's asshole who went to that McDonald's in Texas that day.
When he made the shiitake mushroom, let me tell you something. The shiitake mushrooms look like they was hitting. The one that I was interested in was the mushrooms on ice. Remember, it was like a big ass thing of ice and he had mushrooms sitting on it. I'm like, Jet, what is going on with this? Like everything else, no, I would eat that off. Like I would eat that off rip. What is up with this? But aside from the mushroom episodes, remember when they got left like that big ass basket of eggs and Spike and Jet decided, well, we're gonna see who has high cholesterol first. because they was down in them eggs left and right.
I mean, that's protein. They ain't getting enough protein on that
It's
ship.
protein, nigga, but it's also
you gonna
cholesterol.
get.
Hey, it's protein, but it's cholesterol.
We just talked about the bovine shortage of the 2040s.
They was down in them eggs like it was no tomorrow.
Real too. Like two guys that go to the doctors like that. So,
Oh god, yeah.
I'm just saying, there was that episode.
I'm sorry.
What was
I'm sorry. Real folk blues, man. The John Wick aspect of that final episode is hilarious.
For me, look, actually, I was gonna say, man, the thing that got me through this whole series, it is one of the most overhyped episodes, but I get it. It's animated very pretty and all the rest of that shit. Is seeing my boy Spike Spiegel take those forest law fucking kicks from a fat man. Yo, Spike hit that ground.
Teach your man how to squabble. Get that trigger next time, nigga.
He got lucky. Remember?
No, he got lucky. No, D.
So he saw that squeaky toy.
No, D. He got lucky. He got lucky. Yes, he did get Tekken juggle comboed for sure.
Bob over here.
But however, I don't think nothing was more disrespectful than him getting trampled by his doppelganger's horse.
Yeah.
When he turned around and said, "You think it was like now?" He said, "You think I'm lying? Take a look at my back."
His Gaijin counterpart.
His weeb.
His weeb counterpart.
I'll be honest.
No, I take that back. He didn't become a weeb until the end of the episode. When he was like,
"Nigga,"
when he was like, "Call me Musashi."
Real talk. I know a lot of people that I know a lot. You know, there's a bunch of people. We've seen a bunch of people that love this anime, but for all true lovers of this anime, that episode.
All right. And I've been waiting, baby.
They love this. I have seen weeaboos sit and analyze this episode, and I mean, just they dive into this. The thing is just what you say?
Going full Skip Bayless on that shit.
They go big brain about it and all the rest of that. And I get it. There's a counterpart to Spike who is just as cool as Spike, except this nigga in the middle of all this flying cars and people flying spaceships with a steering wheel. By the way, there was a bunch of that. Yeah, that ain't happening. But still, with all this
operated
shit,
by PlayStation controllers.
Yo, shit. Under the sea. Anyway, under the sea. So many millionaires getting clustered down here with me.
Submarines imploding all day.
All these white people going down. Hey, they want to come here down in the mud here under the sea.
Well, technically, by technicality, that did happen to Faye, except she survived.
Yes, she did. She did. That was actually good.
Well, Faye had plot armor, and white people didn't have plot armor that day.
I like how Faye showed up to help Spike get his ass rolled by that fat nigga and did nothing just for had Dopey the dog to be interfered. Speaking of which, shout out to that group of animators that had to sit there and draw Spike shooting that dog, and they showed in detail how that thing broke apart. I know. Y'all didn't get to see y'all families that week. I am so sorry, but it was worth it for us. So anyway,
it was interesting.
It was a pretty ass episode, man. From an animation standpoint, this whole anime was assembled by people basically on an all-star team. I'm being from the art directors to the people that was behind the VFX and all the rest of that shit, of this anime. You're seeing the best of all the 90s animators come together and there was a couple of projects that were like this that really had real backing from real investment in. And if you look at the rest of the anime that came out in the 90s, you're like, this shit kind of cheap, very cheap. And it gets cheaper till about 2005. So it's kind of funny when everybody talks about 90s anime. I always laugh like, y'all just keep on mentioning the good shit. Like, y'all, there is a sea of bad looking anime. around about 1993, that's when it really kind of started, where you saw a real dip in the quality. And also there was more anime that was out at the time, and there's a whole bunch of anime that never made it over to America that we didn't see. If you look at the animation and look at the plot, you get like, it can stay there in Tokyo. So that a lot of that was going on. But like when you had with Cowboy Bebop, there was, like I said, it was pretty much an all-star team of Watanabe's best friends basically saying, "Hey, we finna make it." They gave me the green light. You trying to do this? And you see how it all came together. Only with 26 episodes, how much staying power, not just with Americans, but just fans of anime in general. Yeah.
I agree. I think the Scientology episode, aka Brain Scratch, was very a wild episode.
I love and hate this episode so much.
It's a wild episode. It's
the
like
reason why I love it, but I hate it because I knew some asshole on a forum that kept repeating the dumb, nonsensical bull crap the cult leader was saying and was trying to make it deeper. I was like, nigga, you got out of Cowboy Bebop. What level weeaboo are you to think you like, yo?
I just filed for AARP because you mentioned forums. Thanks.
Hey, look, like Chris, you're the main one that bring up forums. You love specifically naming ones to make people feel old, like Eris. Eris does that. That's his job.
Eris mentions Rod Strickland, and then all of a sudden my back hurts afterwards.
No, I don't. No, first of all, I don't just mention forums. What I'm supposed to just name drop websites so obscure from yesteryear that AARP is knocking at y'all's front door. Okay.
Let me ask y'all this one. Did y'all see
me on hotjobs.com and get you a job?
Did y'all go to the theaters to see Knocking on Heaven's Door?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
No.
I
wait, are we
really
going to cover the movie?
Not covering the movie.
I'm just bringing it up. I don't want us to. I don't want us to.
I'm just bringing
because
it up.
I would have specified that because I think that needs its own discussion to us to really just real talk. If we're going to go through or Knock on Heaven's Door, I want us to go through that movie. This is just you know what I'm saying. But yeah,
I'm just bringing it up if you actually saw it in theater.
But no, I didn't go to.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't. I really didn't because I really didn't. Not. I went to Prince George's. I went to PG at the time, right? I went to PG Community College. I will never forget when it was out in theater. Somebody played the whole movie in the little community joint where everybody got to see movies and stuff at, right? And they played it in English. One of the anime people. You know what? Now that I think about it, I think it was Chris Watermaker that did it.
Yeah, it was him.
It was him. Because I remember that one because I remember seeing the logo in the corner, and I remember that because I remember that's the same copy that Eris gave me the summer, like about a month before, and this is before he came out. Like this is about when the news struck that it was coming out. Everybody got the dump.
I think it was kind of interesting when you got these because. If we got anime movies, it was always like the Miyazaki stuff, and then you get stuff like Steam Boy popping up and stuff like that, right?
Steam Boy had backing from America that they wanted it because they really wanted that to succeed. Much like what we seen with the Boy and the Heron with this, where you see American influence not taking part in it, but clearly funding the marketing of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You see the same. You didn't see that until Steam Boy came out. Yeah.
The thing about the movie is that if I'm not mistaken, Watanabe originally had the idea of making this into like a series of episodes because the movie was pretty much came together during the original development of the original series.
It feels like it could have been like a 5-episode kind of.
And which it was. Like
I would say 3 episodes.
And the thing is that he treated, and of course he treated like each episode of the series as like a mini movie. So it eventually progressed into him making a full-on movie, especially after the demand for the series went on when the original series was done. They were like, yo, we want more of this. We need more of this. And of course, he told the story they needed to tell with the series, and that's how we got the movie. But I wanted to touch real quick on something I thought was interesting. That we never, at least until probably very, very, very later with maybe 1 or 2 companies that were willing to do it, we never got like any full-on merch for Cowboy Bebop. And
We only got. I think it's only recently that they started doing it.
And I'm getting where I'm getting at is yeah, we're getting it now because of its popularity. I'm talking about back then when it was out. Strike while the iron is hot. The shit's fresh and brand new. The investors that wanted to invest in having like a company make, I guess, like model kits or toys or whatever for kids, was the problem was they couldn't do it. They couldn't make it and sell it to kids because everybody's ship was always beaten up, damaged looking. It's basically shown, it's got battle scars. You know what I'm saying?
It was ugly.
Yeah, and they felt they couldn't market that to kids or teens that were interested in that stuff. So, and of course the studio wanted Watanabe to like make all the ships like brand new, clean looking and all that, and he refused. He refused to do it. He was like, no.
I love that. Watanabe had to fight some people off for this one because the same stories that happened in this one came up again when he was doing Samurai Champloo.
Well, because the future
where you can see Bandai going, hey, you know what you should do? He going, hey,
So, I mean, because I think it's just the aspect of the future. He made the future very dirty and realistic. Because let's be real, when you look at the future of Cowboy Bebop, that seems like that's a feasible future that we could see in the real world.
Or how about no, you're absolutely right. In fact, just to show you how futuristic that shit is, let's talk about the episode real quick where Spike had to take his ship in repairs, and he had to go meet Cowboy Bebop's interpretation of Sid.
Yeah. I like that Sid. You had to bring.
He had to meet Desert Sid Highwind. Like, oh yeah, the guy who made his ship. Like he's the one who put all of it together. He's the one that kept it running for like the last decade. Yeah, sure. This is more insight into the world of Spike. You get to see where his ship came from.
One of the things that a lot of people wanted to see in Star Wars was, where did Han Solo get the fucking get the Millennium Falcon? And we end up seeing it in Solo. You know what D has to say? Okay, cool.
Well, even with Star Wars, it was funny because that brief conversation in the original trilogy with Han and Lando, where he was like, where Lando was like, that ship used to be mine. And Han was playing it off like, okay, whatever, Lando. And then, like you say, we watched the movie, and it's like,
it's funny when you hear light banter like that, and because fans do that, we want to know more, the whole story behind it and shit like that. It's always funny, certain stories that do that, and we just went through Metal Gear Solid, and we said this about Metal Gear Solid 4 that we're going to have to do. Kojima was like, nah, you get to get the backstory of every fucking thing. It's always kind of funny. Like, it's kind of like speaking of which, going back to Solo real quick, you and I had that problem where it was like, okay, cool. We didn't care about you showing me how fast he could do this shit. The Kessel Run. It's like this. You didn't have to show me.
I like the lore.
We appreciated it. Me and Chris appreciated the shit in the Solo, but we ended up like, yeah, so that's like an hour 40 we not getting back. Yeah.
But Woody Harrelson, though, right?
It was like this. It's like backstory. There's a lot of backstory. I like what they're doing. I like what they're trying.
I think it's interesting that, and maybe this is Shinichiro kind of putting 10 toes down on this. Like, I look at the fact that the popularity of Fooly Cooley, and I think Mad Chocolate was saying this on Twitter when I mentioned it, on how like Toonami literally had to help fund that Fooly Cooley sequel just for that company to be like, all right, we got your sequel now, fuck off. They could have easily happened here, and I like how Shinichiro was like, no, you get 26 episodes in the movie. Fuck off. Cool. That's it.
No, the movie was all you were getting because
that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying, Chris. I'm saying the movie is all you're getting because of the demand. Like, not just
but
fans.
People wanted continuation. That's what I'm saying.
I know. No, Chris, what I'm saying is after the original series had ran its course, he said he got demand from fans and sponsors in Japan. Never mind America. And he said that was the reason why I even made the movie in the first place.
But here's and
Because
that's
you
the
know
thing.
Watanabe, it's 26 and I'm done.
Pretty
Like,
much.
dog, I'm done with that shit. Like that's the thing that get me. He even did that. He ended up doing that with what was that? Wolf's Rain. He did the same thing with that, didn't he?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
yeah. He was like, yeah, no,
He didn't make it. He helped produce it, but he didn't like
he
direct it
didn't
or
make that.
anything.
He
But
didn't
he
make that.
still,
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, we
but
talked
he
about that. My
still was
bad.
kind of like, yeah, I ain't doing it anymore. Fuck this. Like,
No, we got a structure. We got something structured, and that's what you got to follow.
I
It's
mean,
funny that but it's kind of funny that you do get some directors who don't know how to shut off the spigot. You know, God, no real talk. God bless the dead, but homeboy that did Berserk. So when you gonna give us another manga? Shit. Yeah. So Guts, he goes to another time. Like you burnt out.
I
After
I've
your,
always,
you know what I'm saying?
I've always
It sucks when you see an anime that gets to that point, man.
I've always seen Watanabe as like the Japanese Bill Watterson from the guy who made Calvin and Hobbes. He wasn't necessarily looking to have his stuff like be fully franchised or anything like that. Like he doesn't need like his shit to go on as long as he wanted it to go on. Like he told a story within 26 episodes and kept it moving. The most you would get out of him to continue it any further would be a movie. Now, it's kind of funny how that same, like the energy that we got out of Cowboy Bebop, as much as people like to put as much as people want to put Samurai Champloo on a higher level compared to Cowboy Bebop, and I always say there's like a subset of anime fans that feel like, oh man, Bebop ain't got nothing on Samurai, but and
it's called dudes that believe boom bop boom 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 bop rap and scream. That's what they're called.
It's not even. No, I'm not even talking about old like old head. I'm not
talking
about the old head. Like I'm not talking about old hip hop heads. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about motherfuckers who really think that Cowboy Bebop like pales in comparison to Samurai Champloo. When I feel it's the reverse. I feel it's opposite.
Oh, it's very the reverse.
It's most definitely reverse.
It's because think about it like this: when it comes to Cowboy Bebop, everybody talks about the show itself, the characters, the music, everything top to bottom, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to Samurai Champloo, what do people talk about? Just
people only talk about the music, and that's only because June, like Saber June passed away. Because of his untimely death. That's the only reason why people even bring up his music in the first place. Because let's think about this for a hot second. Now, imagine you get another samurai anime that's got hip hop elements in it, which is Yasuke, right? That shit was pretty much done by Flying Lotus. Now, imagine, God forbid, something happens to Flying Lotus right around the time when that anime came out. All of a sudden, everybody would talk about the music from that anime. It was like the best thing in the world. Now, if Nujabes was still around, if Nujabes was still here, people would love the music. They would still love the music, but I highly doubt that people will put the music on the pedestal that they have it on right now.
Put it this way. I say that same thing about Jay Dilla. I love Dilla's beats, but I felt when he passed away, it was not this fakeness, but all of a sudden, where did all y'all fans come from? None of you listen to Slum Village and Raucous Record shit. It ain't like when MF Doom passed away, where there were true people that were fucking heartbroken to hear that shit. Dilla was like, yo, he should have been better. Yeah. Let's big up his shit. So it was different. And that's the only reason why a lot of that hip hop got pushed up, because somebody passed away in that same time. You're right. It's unfortunately what we like to call the Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah, it's a Nipsey Hussle
that
effect.
happens. I think the one thing that a lot of people don't want to let go when it comes to that argument between Slampo and Bebop is that, first off, everything's subjective. You know what I mean? So let's not get into that. If you like it one better than the other in that regard, I don't give a shit. I'm not here to argue with it. But if you want to sit here and you want to talk to us three who are fucking critics, okay, let's go down the list. Animation, music, story, all that shit. I hate to be this person, but Bebop got that shit in the fucking headlock and won't let go.
I do think
just on some real ish.
Like
I love Slampo, but let's not get crazy. That's what I'm saying.
Like one of the reasons that that Bebop has such a a stranglehold when it comes to the music scene is because you have one of the most, like probably one of the biggest pioneers in music history of all Japan, Miss Kano Yoko. The moment you hear Tank at the beginning of an episode of Cowboy Bebop, nigga, if that shit don't get you up out of your seat and make you want to jam to it,
I think Tank is one of the biggest selling points of any anime I have ever seen, because unlike any other anime, even if you're into it, Japanese will throw you off a little bit. You hear the Japanese lyrics and you still bob your head to it and shit like that. What Tank did was level it for Americans because we're fucking dumb, and no lyrics. Doom 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 doom. You went with the beat and you just look like, yo, this don't go.
no, you just
Oh man,
no, you hear the opening. You hear the opening lyrics of, "I think it's time that we blow this thing, get everybody in their stuff together." Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam, and then that's it. That is it. Like Yoko Kanno with the seatbelts. By the way, the seatbelts. They are an alto, an alto saxophone solo with a freaking Masato Honda. Sorry, Masato Honda, bro. That it can't be beat. I'm sorry. I put the soundtrack of Cowboy Bebop, like, to me, it's Cowboy Bebop's entire soundtrack catalog, then Samurai Champloo.
No, I agree. Kano worked on a lot of anime. Macross Plus,
Gundam,
Escaflowne, Bebop, like we said, Card Captor Sakura. She did theme song for that one. Escaflowne again. That's the one I really remember. One of my personal favorite soundtracks there is, and you know this, Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex 1 and 2. It's some of her best work. It is some of her best work. It's really good, what else she did? Code Geass. She did Space Dandy. Oh, she only did the ending for Space Dandy. And
she did the theme for a record of Lotus War.
And she did the theme for second season 2 of Spy X Family. She did the theme song.
Spy Family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like Which, by the way, I was telling Chris, it was so funny because Chris knows me how I'm always grumpy. I was like, Chris, I fucking love this. It is so adorable. It makes me love family. Look, here's Chris. You want to bang your, don't you? Yeah. But look, the point is, why you bringing up dumb shit, nigga? Yeah. Anyway. But yeah, you got a powerhouse composer. Like I said, much
and
like
she did
the
Space
animation,
Dandy.
Yeah, and like I said, much like the animation, all that, you got a supreme person on that. What really gets me is that they probably didn't know it, but America didn't know that they had some hand in that for us too. Because when it came to the voice acting, you got Steve Blum, Bo Billingsley, and Wendy Lee. And it's like, well, out of those two, Wendy Lee was the biggest one. Of course she was. She was already like the main girl that always got called on. Steve Blum's little stock was going up, and Bo Billingsley like, yeah, that's right. There's a nigga here. So I mean, that was the one thing I really did. That's the one thing I really did appreciate about it. Even with the voice acting, and the American voice acting was solid. So this anime wasn't lazy at all, and it gave you everything that you wanted. Yeah, I think, like, it was so funny. I was telling this to Chris. I always say this to y'all too. Is there anything that you can take the piss out of it? Is there anything that upsets you through the whole thing? I was like, the only thing I would say is I needed probably a little bit more time knowing who the fuck Julia is, but that's it. I have no real. I was trying to find what thread could I pull. I'm like, well, you can tell this is Generation 2 animation with CGI, but it looks good. Yeah, it looked. Yeah, yes. There are some shots that look dated, but it looks good.
I am of that mind, and I'm probably one of very few out there that believe this, but I don't care. I'm gonna say it. Cowboy Bebop, in my opinion, is probably probably the best example of what you would like to call a perfect anime. Like a perfect anime.
Close you're gonna get
a perfect hold on, Chris. A perfect anime series that tells a story where each episode itself is its own standalone episode, where you don't necessarily feel lost if you watch one episode out of order. And you know, you have these complex characters that have complex relationships, and yet they all blend together perfectly. You know, animation production, the pacing, storytelling, the music, like it's all like perfection. You know, for something to come at the end of the 90s, this is like peak. This is the apex animation that you were going to get. And yes, and as much as I agree that 98 was a rough time for animation quality at the time, but these guys put it together. They put this shit together with hopes, dreams, duct tape, silly putty, super glue, crazy glue, everything, and they churned out perfection in 26 episodes plus a movie.
What you're basically getting is the best that Gen X had at the time of those all those guys that were the small guys in the 80s. They're big wigs now, and they all came together and made some shit like this. Yeah, so that's the real thing. I appreciate. Because like there are several anime that did that shit. Like even with Ghost in the Shell, when Ghost in the Shell came out as a movie, they had to have a committee of animators and shit like that come together. Yeah, like so I appreciate the work that went into Cowboy Bebop, that it was made in the late 90s and it still looks marketable. It still looks good. Hey, look, you don't have to add nothing to it. It's timeless. That's the best part about it. Now, I don't know how this shit
absolutely timeless.
I don't know how this shit gonna look 100 years from now, but it's timeless.
I still say it's gonna look good. I mean,
look
at where we are, bro. Look at where we are right now. Akira still looks good 40 years from,
of course,
from now.
Yeah, we're already past the time where Neo Tokyo is supposed to be here. So
here's the Sophie's Choice thing here. Favorite song from Cowboy Bebop?
God, that's not fair. There are several tunes, I cannot name them, but I have to be honest with you. All the songs are good. I think you can't beat Tank. I just think you can't beat
my
Tank.
song. Well, I would say
Tank is
the music.
So good where Tank is so good where it's like I'm not listening to this shit. If I allow it go for 5 seconds, it's getting played.
No, the thing was okay. Number one, Chris, to answer that question, it's kind of hard to answer as to what's like the best song in all of Cowboy Bebop. Because Cowboy Bebop has quite a few soundtracks, and number one, I would say Tank, of course, is it's a lot of people's favorites. However, you got songs like "Want It All Back." "Want It All Back" is a slapper. But my favorite, I would say probably my absolute favorite, if I had to go off a top 5, number 1 is Space Lion.
What's Space Lion? Which one is that?
So you know the song that played? Okay, the song that Grin was playing on the saxophone in the bar.
Yeah,
of course you whatever. I don't care if you hate it.
Hey, no. Who said I hated it? You're talking to a kid that played in the band. Of course, I don't like the saxophone nigga noodling, looking at the trumpet nigga like, yeah, bitch.
I thought D was gonna pull the crap juice. Ugh.
No, sir.
No, it was Mountain Dew or crab juice. And he was like, ugh, please, crab juice.
Crab juice.
But no, Space Lion is one of my favorites. Good Night, Julie is also my favorite. Want It All Back. Freaking Heavy Metal Queen. That's a good one.
I don't like that song. I don't like that song only because it's not as good as I like. You ever listen to something like, cool?
What's the other one? Yeah. Freaking Fantasy Sign. The French joint. Rain is a good one. Both male and female version of Rain is really good.
I take female. That male one is
not like neither version. No, not leader version of the song. I don't like the male version.
You don't like the Steve Conti version?
No.
Or the Bill?
Here's the thing. The female one is better, but do I hate
Yamane?
the man?
Yamane.
Do I hate the man? The male version of it? I don't think I hate the male version of it. So I don't know. I don't know on that one.
See, Space Cowboy is like number one, easily.
Real folk blues. All right. Time for me to get this on my chest. Real folk blues. I still feel I'm waiting for that one black girl who does it. Like
Somebody
it's gonna
probably did
get
it at
like
Magfest.
I feel no. I don't give a fuck about no ashy blurred doing this shit. I'm talking about somebody convinces an artist to actually do this shit, and it will sound
It's gonna be
gorgeous.
Marie.
That's
No,
all.
wait. I'm sorry. I thought of the
Chris, shut up.
No, when I thought of Steve, Steve Conti, I'm actually thinking of the other song he did, "Call Me, Call Me."
I think it's a lot of the what do you call it, the basic instrumentals are the best ones to me. You know,
Words That We Couldn't Say was a good one. Oh no! Another good one. Oh my god, Sing It C. That is my shit.
You can tell who's like. I like this. Like y'all, I was gonna point this out. I like how Chris just everything, meaning that he don't know the name.
I mean, if I pull it up on Spotify, I know I can probably tell the song, but I don't know the name. I just know.
I'm gonna call bullshit because I'm gonna call bullshit only for the reason of this is not a knock on the soundtrack, but it's one of those soundtracks. If I told you the wrong name on purpose,
thank you, Brian. Greedbird is a good one.
It's like this: if I tell you the wrong name of the song on purpose, you will get almost all the room. Yeah, that's all. It's one of those soundtracks. There's not no knock on you, Chris. It's just something I laugh at because people do that with jazz albums all the time. Like, yeah, I like that song, nigga. That's track 4. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, but they all, somebody wants to say it, but they all sound the same.
The one that you now, of course, the one that you don't want to, the one you don't take serious, and they appear in every episode except the last 2. American Money, which is like
I heard that song and I know what song that is.
No, you know what song it is. Howdy, partners! All you out there.
American Money is like the unofficial sequel to American Woman, and Lenny Kravitz needs to be the one doing the fucking.
It does sound like that for 2.
It sounds like it until you. No, it sounds like it until you hear it, and then you hear it, you're like, "Oh God, I can't take this serious." It's actually part of a show that's all that tells you about who's the bounty of the day.
I thought it was wild ironic that show, when they got to the last episode of Cowboy Bebop, it went off air.
Yeah, they found out they were getting canceled.
They're getting canceled. And I mean, if you think about it, if the whole structure of the show is based on, because TV is based off ratings, who's really watching a bounty show with a fucking white girl and a black man? Like,
not even that. How often are these? It feels like every time Spike is like, pop, it just comes on.
Dude, even Jack was fed up with it when he went on Jupiter Jazz Part 1. He was like, turn the shit off. God damn.
Dog, is that just in your timeline, dog? Like, it just popped up in your timeline.
I think remember, Jet was like, hey, look, turn that off. I don't even feel like hearing about any bounties because I don't want to call my partner because we beefing right now.
Okay,
howdy, partner.
Real talk.
Right.
Real talk. D has to put this out here because I remember saying this shit. Do you know I saw, well, not saw, but I remember on the forums, especially around that time in 2004, around about time in 2005, 2006, there was a real race for all these weeaboos to get the PlayStation 2 game that came out. I don't know how it looks. I don't care how it looks. All I know is that
okay ass fucking
game. That's what I heard. It's just okay. And I heard
we're talking Lupin the Third on PS2. Okay,
I'm talking like dog. I heard that this thing went for about $200 on a couple. They paid that much. It's imported because anime fans are stupid, especially back then. If you said it's imported, that just made our nipples hard. Go, ooh, it came from the island of Japan. It's like, you know what I mean?
I can't really knock it because I was the guy that was like uber press to get Kingdom Hearts shit from over in
And
Japan.
you talking to a dude that had both Full Metal Alchemist games, and I had that repetitive, made my fucking hand hurt, but I ate it because I like the cutscenes game called Samurai Champloo. Oh, Samurai
Champloo Sidetrack. That was the name of the game.
Soundtrack. Oh God, I owned it.
Based on the anime, had nothing to do with the anime.
Had nothing to do with the anime.
And it had a very interesting gameplay premise with the whole mixing thing while you're during combat. It was interesting. That Samurai Champloo game actually.
I get the concept.
I get the concept, but real talk, this is coming from a nigga that played that game fully. It was button mashing, Chris. It was pretty much button mashing. Yeah. You think you be doing combos, next thing you know, you're doing this. You're doing this little move on the X triangle circle, but you're just doing this little tap, this little real tap dance like your Eddie Gordo or some shit, yeah. So, like I said, shout out to anybody that braved themselves to find that PlayStation 2 game. So good for you. Good Lord, man. I feel bad for anybody trying to. Anyway, so yeah, is that it? Is that it, yo?
I would say that's about it. We covered.
Yeah, that's about it. I think we
we covered at least our favorite episodes, the most known episodes. The music. We touched on the movie for a hot second. The producers and as well as the composers for the soundtrack. Yeah, we even brought up the game. So yeah, I think we got everything.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I don't think. I think this is one of those things that it's interesting that it's still wild to me that nobody ever brings up this anime when it comes to, hey, what anime should I watch? And it gets brought up, but it's
you want to know why, Chris?
Why?
It's 20 years. It's 20 years old, coming up on 30 years old. That's why.
Yeah. It's at that.
Yeah, I would still recommend it because it holds up. Like,
yeah, true. You can you recommend it because again, Chris, we are old takus. We're gonna bring up the shit that we watched during our no,
but even with respect to me watching current stuff, I would still bring it up as like, hey, I know, you should
Chris,
watch that too.
No, Chris, I know what I'm saying is that you're gonna bring up the stuff that impacted us growing up, and you got to remember back in the day when it came to us watching anime, yes, we took what we could get back then. And what we got back then was mostly movies or short series.
And also let's put this out here. What your boy Kev on stage is getting anime taught to him by people that didn't start watching anime until about the 2010s, which is why you hear things like Death Note and Attack on Titan. You're not going to get nothing older than 2007. You're not really, unless it's Yu Yu Hakusho, because they were told to like that. So that's pretty much what
the theme song.
Because the theme song. Then I know none of y'all niggas like that show. I already know it. I'm so tired of that. I'm so tired of it. It's like this. The reason why is because Yu Yu Hakusho is a good show, and I know half of y'all check out after UK's funeral. So I don't even care. Yeah.
No, they check out after Dark Tournament.
They don't if that's if they make it.
They make it to the tournament. What was the FYI, Chris?
No, it's like if somebody asked me, "Hey, do you think I should watch Mobile Suit Gundam?" No, just watch Gundam Build Fighter. I'm not even gonna tell you to watch Mobile. That's too much. That's too much shit that you gotta fucking sit.
No. There's a way you can do it, Chris. There's a way to do it.
I'm not even gonna say watch G Gundam.
No. Hear me out. First of all, props to you for even bringing up Mobile Suit Gundam. OG Mobile Suit Gundam. You're asking me for my permission if they should get into that or if they should start with that. And I would ask them a series of questions. I would say, okay, do you care about something that's more that runs off of just more of the theme and a whole lot of dialogue? You know, do you care about the action being in there like every once in a while? Do you care about the heaviness of an anime? You know, because trust me, Mobile Suit Gundam gets very heavy-handed, you know, which is what caused the show to get canceled. But, you know, if you care about any of that stuff to where it's going to turn you off from watching it, then don't watch it. But if you care about it and you're more interested in it, by all means, watch it. Watch all 43? Like watch all 42, 43 episodes of Mobile Suit Gundam.
Because you can't treat. But here's the thing.
Hell no, that shit got canceled. That's why they cut it. That's why freaking Tomino cut it down to less than 50 episodes.
But this is the thing, Chris. When it comes to Gundam, you're gonna have to handheld somebody with it, because number one, you don't want to scare them off. Number two, you got to let them know that the world of Gundam is way bigger than what you think it is. You can't treat it like any other anime.
Yep.
You have to treat it with the respect that it is. Once you get into Gundam, you're getting into the whole thing. You're gonna pick this different universes and all the rest of that shit. So you have to come in there with some type of level of, all right, man, what you see is a lot. Come with me. What do you want to know? That's pretty much what you have to do, man. It's not like Dragon Ball where you can go, yeah, start from the beginning. You be all right. It's not like that. You can't do that with Gundam. Gundam is like, okay, if you want to watch the big old robots punch each other in the face, what is your preference when it comes to that shit? Because Gundam is going to have a preference for it. Because when I got into Warhammer, you know what everybody told me? Is like, so you pick what Legion you want? Like, no, I don't know none of this shit. Come with me, friend. I have your hand. That's pretty much what they done to me.
So you come with me, and I'm thinking Third Strike.
Here we go now.
You know what?
Yeah, the Origin's actually
Brian, I agree with Brian. You could watch the Origin, or if it's still on Netflix, watch all 3 movies. Yes, it's a condensed version of all 42 episodes, but you can get
a good point.
But it's 2 hours. It's 2 hours a piece. It's pretty much all the main points.
Yeah, you lose context in certain instances, which probably does spur you on. But still, go ahead.
But that, Chris, even when you have a situation with that, if you pique somebody's interest, they're going to go back and learn that shit. I hate to go back to Warhammer again. With me just learning the basics, somebody's like, "Oh shit, you don't know about the Horus Heresy." So blah 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 happened. I'm like, I'm gonna circle back to that shit because that sounds interesting. You're gonna want to go back to it if it kind of piques your interest, yeah. So here's a good example. I guarantee you show somebody Mobile Suit, they won't move. You show them War in a Pocket, man. You got some more shit like this, man. That's what I'm saying. You gotta figure out who you're talking to, yeah. That's pretty much what it is.
Absolutely.
They're missing out on like a couple of aspects, like you said, Chris. I mean, come on, man, the goof.
Yeah, but real quick about Shinichiro though. I think it's interesting because we were talking about
Shinichiro. I'm sorry.
Shinichiro.
I don't know where that came from. Sorry.
Shinichiro. No, but Watanabe. It's interesting that he pivoted after Samurai Champloo into going full blown music, because like you think about after he did Samurai Champloo, he did Kids on the Slope, which is very slice of life, but it's like full blown music. Space Dandy music. It's wacky as shit, but music.
Space Dandy was up his, but Space Dandy, you can tell that was Watanabe. Because there was a lot of still his same tropes. You had somebody who was adventurous, broke. Oh,
but you still felt like it was still there. Like even like you get to, was it Carol on Tuesday? That's another one he did that's very music heavy, and stuff.
Space Dandy was a level of music to that. You are right.
Yeah, it was at Michiko and Hachin. Michiko and Hachin, again, it's again, I would probably say it fared better than Samurai Champloo in the sense of being memorable because the character designs was great and people praised that, and also the music and all that and stuff. So it's just kind of crazy how much he pivoted in that way into the musical side of stuff that he did with the anime.
I will say this: he lucked up with a lot of, I think, people in general in the industry, not just the anime industry, but any industry would love to have. You are allowed to be an artist. That's hard for anybody to get to do the shit they really want to do. And it's one thing for the shit not to be successful, but there is success. There's a real thing with you. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that he was allowed to, it was the fact that he dug his feet into the ground with some of the choices he made on Cowboy Bebop and Slampu, which made him what he is today.
Which is crazy because he
gets to be the artist he always wanted to be.
Because they turned around, Hollywood was like, "Hey, Watanabe, can you do Blade Runner?" And that Blade Runner Black Lotus ain't that bad.
I never seen that one. I ain't gonna see that.
Yeah, it's actually not bad. It's actually not bad at all. It's
But you're talking to somebody whose animation has pace, who actually has purpose of what they're trying to make and all the rest of that shit. So that's what you get, man.
So what we have next on the docket, gentlemen?
Man, I don't want to talk about it. What? You want to tell us what it is? I don't want to talk about it, cuz. We are starting next week. We are starting early with us talking about black action movies. And before anybody say, D, yes it is. Okay, yes it is. Next week we are starting. We are going to watch the movie that is directed by a black man, written by a black man. It had a white lead. Said, "I don't want to talk about it, cuz
Pockets ain't empty, cuz.
Pockets ain't empty, cuz.
Pop ain't easy, cuz." Also, this happened.
We hungry.
Please, please. Yep, that's where we got the glorious acting that is Tyrese.
John Singleton.
Congratulations! Oh my God.
Tyrese looked dead in John Singleton's face and said, "Look at me. I'm Vin Diesel in this movie." Took off his shirt and everything. To be fair, Tyrese did win out in the who had the better body by the end of the series thing with him and Vin, but
Man, Vin got a whole crate barrel down in that. It's like two straight lines and just wide.
when it got to Fast, was it Fast?
You talking about that old rickety crate barrel where the ring is already starting to fall off a bit?
You ever played
Which
Donkey?
Fast
Yeah,
was
hold
it?
on, Chris, hold up. You ever played Donkey Kong Country?
I want to say it was Fast 7 or 8 where I'm like, Vin, put down the donuts a little bit because you get a little. It's there. That white beater ain't hitting like it was back in Fast 1, man.
So let's put it out there. Like I said,
I'm in your face.
Like I said, written, directed, Tyrese, Michael Ealy, Ludacris, Tom
woman.
Tom Berry.
I was gonna say Bilkins, your boy Bilkins.
Yeah, that's a Tom Berry. That other black dude,
Cole Hauser.
And hold on, no, fuck that. And the soundtrack. Those are 8 Negro things that I seen in this movie. You know what that makes it? A black movie. It clears the McDuffie line.
Yes, it does.
Clears it. So Too Fast, Too Furious is starting up our Black Action Month this year.
Hold up. Also, 9, because you count pump,
Joe Budden.
pump it up. Just please.
Just went play.
Joe Budden is
boy.
Oof.
Joe was heated that people was like, "How did that happen? You ain't make no money off of it."
Look,
and the world had to be reminded. You talk about all these, man, y'all rappers fake, and you out here pump it up.
Look, in the year of our Lord 2024.
Came to get it on.
In the year of our Lord 2024, I totally forgot Joe Budden was in Def Jam Fight for New York.
Yeah, he was.
How did you forget that?
No, wait. No. CJ, stop it.
Stop.
No, stop it. First of all, you know damn well he was in it when Pop Off kicked on. Number two,
that don't mean shit.
Number two, he was in it. He was not only in Fight for New York, he was in the first one.
I know he was in the first one. It's just the second one with all the fucking characters in that goddamn game.
He was better in the second one. That's why.
No, but my same thing is, out of all the fucking characters in the second one, it slipped my mind that he was in the damn game.
It's Ice
Crazy. I remember Crazy Legs ass in that fucking game.
It's Ice-T for me. I'm like, oh yeah, you was in this. Dub C. I forget that Dub C was in the game.
Off, how did you forget Ice-T, original gangster?
No, it's like one of those things.
Again with Pop Off.
No, it ain't that. It ain't that song.
No, I'm just saying.
You had to choose between Omar Epps and Ice-T. You couldn't really forget that one.
And everybody always chose
Ice-T. That's who I keep forgetting. Oh my God. Omar was in the
you forgot Omar. Absolutely.
With the bandages.
Omar was on Def Jam's payroll at one point.
I like how essentially him and Sticky Fingers had the same exact model.
How about the
It's in the game.
How about
they just put different clothes.
Hey, what about Baltimore's own Bless?
Nigga. Nobody stopped Bless.
I'm trying to see what it means to seize the
day. That's a catchy ass song for an artist I never fucking heard of to that goddamn game.
Now I will no.
You know what? I never heard that song outside that game.
I will
That's
say
sad.
this about I will say this about Joe. See, everybody loves to give Joe shit for Pump It Up, but even Joe himself said that he never wanted Pump It Up to be like his breakout song, his single or whatever. Nigga. No, he never wanted it. You know how it is when the record record label pretty much controls what is going to be your hit. He originally wanted what was it? Walk With Me to be his start.
I blame You Got Served.
And he would have never. And look, here's the sick part. If Walk With Me was his first single, we would never have heard of him.
No.
Well,
because Walk With Me played
he would have.
If Walk With Me played on the You Got Served soundtrack, it would have hit.
Not as the final dance and shit.
Well, not the final dance, but you know.
Yeah. Chris, that's what I'm saying. Y'all give it look. We know what the song is. That's because Pump It Up made sure
Pump It Up was that song. It was the party song. It was the jam song that everybody needed back in the early 2000s.
Sure.
Now, hold on. Now, another artist that was like that was Biggie. Like Biggie, Juicy was not the single that he wanted he did not want Juicy as his first hit single. Machine Gun Funk was the song he wanted. He wanted that to be his hit single. His first single. He wanted that one.
I hate to be the person. I hate to be the person to say this, but I actually agree with his bisexual ass on producing on this one. Puffy was right. Nah, that is not going to be your first single.
You need a song that's going to have everybody dancing and moving and stuff. You know, everybody's going to talk about that song forever. And he was right.
Points were made.
Points were definitely made. Points were made. Now, hold on. Now,
later on,
wait. And now, if you excuse me, I gotta go to this nigga's car right quick with this plastic explosive.
Now, if you excuse me, I got to go over to Biggie's mama house and threaten her to sign over his son's rights to me. But
the guys, an important thing was noted though. If you double Nas over a bridge, you can jump over the car, and your shocks actually stay intact.
Oh my gosh, shut the fuck, bro. Like, shut up with this shit.
John Singleton, science extraordinaire.
No, you're right. How does a Supra clear a bridge? Skyline clears the Supra over the bridge.
White power.
We're not even 10 minutes in, and this movie has literally jumped the bridge. Fuck the shark. It jumped the bridge.
Courtesy of Jin.
Yes, courtesy.
How did it clear it? Wait a minute, D. But they have to. But they have to land. They have to land on the ground hard with the car.
Look, I can see their parachutes. They're okay.
Too Fast, Too Furious. Be here, folks.
Be there.
Too fast, too furious.
I'm too fast
for y'all, man.